Hello, everybody, or as I should say, because we are now officially in the wildest of West. Yeah! That's, you put the extra emphasis on the end there, I've heard, for the regional dialect, so I was actually being very culturally sensitive there. Hello everyone, and welcome to Live and Let's Dice live here on a Wednesday afternoon. My name is Jules Gill, and I am joined by the one and only Beanie Boy.
Hello!
And the even one and onlyer, Mikey.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, my friend. I love this. You're
Regards.
Hello, good to see you, my friend, indeed.
It's very nice.
Before we begin and explain what the heck we're actually getting up to today, we probably should actually pour one out for the other fourth father, who unfortunately is not able to make it here tonight. The one, the only, and that's Lawson. Let's raise our glasses, friends. Raise our glasses. What are we all drinking, just so I know? So I can put out some corporate sponsorship.
Italian beer of some description.
Italian beer. Like it. Okay. What have we got here?
Something that's not fit for human consumption.
Oh, is that a Mango Loco? Is Jenko going crazy somewhere?
It's an Aussie lemonade, apparently.
I just saw when you described
full of
that
beer.
both of your eyebrows and eyes did something completely different. Like all four things just went like you went like that. I was like, are you okay?
Mate, no.
But
no, I'm not.
I'll tell you what, you won't be okay once you drink this Tesco branded classic cola, which is classically refreshing. That's too many classics on the first bit of the logo, and I don't like it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Classic.
So, hello everyone. Welcome to Live and Let's Dice. We are having a special little time together because I've gathered the boys together to play some D&D. But it's not just any D&D. It is instead a new one-shot D&D written by our friend Georgie Broad, which is called Knife to a Gunfight. Now, this is available for download for free, so if you fancy having a go at this yourselves after watching the stream, just go down into the description and you'll see a tiny URL link which will allow you to get all of the assets to play with your friends. Now, there is a lot of differences to regular D&D that we'll have to go over, mainly the fact that all you'll need to play this game is 1d6 and 1d20. And we'll explain what it all means in a minute. The setting of this tale is that Mikey, Beanie, and myself will be playing as two separate characters each, either the bandits or the townsfolk, as we fight to the death to claim the bounty of unknown origins, which will come into the story as it is. It's literally just a fight, but the only problem is that we're all woefully underprepared. So that means that none of us have access to our usual assortment of armories, weaponries, explosives, TNT, all that sort of stuff. No, because we've been caught with our pantaloons down, because we just have whatever is at hand in this saloon that we're duking it out in. So it's going to be a pretty wild ride, and it is the last man standing or team wins the game, collects the loot, and rides off into the sunset, a hero of the ages, or a villain who will live in infamy. That is the summary of Knife to a Gunfight. Boys, are you excited to play?
Extremely.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
I am so ready for a rootinest, tootinest good time.
Me too, my friends. Before we carry on, I'm just going to ask the chat if they can hear us, see us correctly. We're all coming through okay. And let me know if the music is a bit too loud. I'll give them 20 seconds to catch up with that. And in the meantime, gentlemen, we are going to decide who we're playing as. Now, the teams are, you can either be bandits or you can be townsfolk. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter who's who, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to win, but each side does have its own strengths and weaknesses depending on which characters you get. And I'm going to determine which ones you get by rolling a d6, because there's 6 different character archetypes, and then we're going to create those characters together, give them their health and their loadouts, and then start duking it out. How does that sound? Oh, there is music, somebody's saying. Okay. Good here. Oh, should I turn the music up then, in that case, if people can't hear it very well?
More piano. Or piano.
It's more sort of just like Western drawl, which is all good. Oh, hello.
As you know, I'm a big fan of that style of music.
Oh, there we go.
Kenny Chesney on a loop.
How many times does an eagle just like out in the background as you're going?
I mean, I can hear the music. I don't know if anyone else can hear the music. I know that you boys can't, but hopefully that's coming through fine. But if not, then we're screwed. Sound is fine, though. No music. Cool. That's always good, isn't it? Let me just double check one more thing before we carry on. Don't do this to me, Streamlabs. Oh, Streamlabs, you're playing with my heart. You're playing with my mind. What input have I put you in as? Desktop, properties, device default. I have no idea if that's the one. Yeah. Okay. Keep talking, boys. Keep talking, and I'll just change a few things.
Look at me.
Sing harder. Dance.
Okay. Well, I've changed it. I've changed this. And
Perfect.
It's as best as I can do. So if people can't hear it, well, tough titties. Tough titties is what
If
they
they
say.
can't hear it, just put on some Western music in the background just to accompany themselves. I'm
Yeah.
sure you can find
Oh
it.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. So do my
Sit
work
by a
for you.
cactus.
Okay, right. I
Yeah,
can hear.
it's
Oh,
the slide and all that.
Nerdy Goth says that they can hear the music now, which is fantastic. So that's good. So that means that we've all sorted that problem out. I'm just going to quickly turn on my fan because it's already getting hot in here.
Sweaty
So
boy.
take off all your clothes.
That's
How
right.
dare you, Beanie? So, here we go. Lawson's just chimed in by saying, with you in spirit, boys. Yeah.
Oh, hi, Lawson.
That's fine. It's better to just have the music just be subtle twangs. That is okay. It's meant to be ambient music anyway, so it's all good. So, let's do some character creation, shall we? And the best part about this, by the way, is that I'll be playing the game with the guys. So I am as much part of the experience as I am going to be telling us what the story is and isn't. But mainly, the way that this D&D game is going to be played is that each of us is really going to start dictating our own story. So it's a case of, say Beanie is standing next to the bar and I want to not just throw a glass at him, but instead pull his tie down like a little nerd, give him the peanuts, and then just staple it to the desk, and then wedgie him. I'll roll for it. I'll roll for it, but that's the thing. We can do whatever we want. You've got to name your attack. You've got to do it. You've got to build it up, and then we'll see if it actually pays off.
Question: did
Go
they
for
have
it.
staplers in the Wild West?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
Well,
Yeah, like...
I will shod you within an inch of your life if you carry on. I don't know. No, they definitely did not. And can't imagine that there was a lot of paperwork to be done out there.
You
Yes.
stand there while I thread your tie to the desk.
So, here's what we're going to do, is we're going to roll for some characters. There are 6 bandit archetypes and 6 townfolk archetypes. So, you guys need to decide, of your 2 characters, are you going to do 2 bandits, are you going to do 2 townsfolk, or 1 of each? I would recommend trying to make sure that we have a balanced party between us, because otherwise, if it's weighted all 6 bandits against some NPC people there, probably ain't going to go that far, is it? So, what do you guys fancy? I'll let whoever wants to chime in go first. Oh, go on.
I'd like to be the townsfolk.
Okay.
2 townsfolk.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So, and that means, does that mean that you want to be the banditos?
I want to be a bit of a bastard, yes.
A bit of a bastard. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll pick 1 townsfolk and 1 bandito, so therefore I can basically manage that we've got 3 of each side, so it's all good fun times. So, Beanie is going to roll first on the table. Do you have a d6 with you, my friend?
I do.
Roll me a d6 and tell me what you get.
A 1.
Your first character is the barkeep. You get +2 to any rolls when using glass or bottle attacks. So write down that you have that ability, and that you start with 14 grit points, which is what your opponent needs to roll higher than in order to land a successful hit on you, and you start with 12 HP.
Awesome.
Okay?
And do I name my character now? Or?
You can name your character now, or you can roll first so you know which 2 you've got, just in case you don't want to waste a good name on somebody and then be like, I got the oily masseuse. Oh.
Okay, right, so I'll roll for the next one.
Yep,
and
re-roll
I get-
ones.
I got a 6.
Ooh, you're the prospector. So you've got the barkeep and the prospector. So this means that you can intercept loot bag attacks on the roll of a 13 instead of a 16. Now, to briefly explain, intercepting in this game means that some people may throw like rocks, bits of glass, chairs, anything that isn't nailed down to the floor. And an intercept roll is basically, you can just say, no, I'm going to try and catch it. So you roll that. And so on a 13, because you are so attuned with gold itself, that means that on a 13, you can grab bags of loot out of the air rather than be smacked in the face with them, which is pretty damn impressive.
That's very, very cool.
The Prospector has 13 grit points and 11 hit points, so he's not as strong as your barkeep, but that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
What are your characters' names?
Well.
So, my Prospector is Rory Cookie Calhoun.
Oh, I like this. Cookie. Okay, nice.
Because Prospector should always be something like a failed chef of some description.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm going to write down your characters' names here because I'm going to need them for turn orders later. So your Cookie is the Prospector.
Yes, and for my barkeep, it's Panicking Peter Pansy.
Oh, Panicking Peter. I love it. Okay, we'll save the backstories for them, so you can do that in your intros in a minute, but I like that. So I like that there's this timid-looking barkeep around here as well. Now, Marky, would you do me a favour and roll me d6?
Right. 2.
2. Okay, so you're on the bandit side, so that means that you have got... Oh, you've got the brawn. So that means you're a big, muscly lad. +2. Right, you've got +2 to all rolls, +3 to punch and kick damage rolls. So that means potentially, if you kick somebody, you could be doing like a pretty whopping amount of damage.
+2 to all
all rolls. To all rolls.
Nice.
So that means if you wanted to like grab somebody and throw them on the bar, normally you'd need like a 17, but for you it's a 15.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. Hey, Guardians in. Hello to all the lovely people that are joining us, by the way. Sorry that we're just jumping straight into the action, but there's a lot to get through, so I'm just going to get set up first. Okay, so that's your first one there. His grit points are 15. Make a note of that.
His 15 grit.
Grit points, yep. And then hit points are 14.
14 hit.
Nice.
Cool.
And then roll me one more time on the d6.
Okie dokie. Right, we have got a 3.
A 3. Okay, so that means you have got the brawn and the brains. So that means that once per combat, on a roll of 13 plus, you can swap 2 players' positions in the combat order. So if you want to attack somebody before they attack you, you've got an opportunity to do that.
Nerd.
Cool.
Nerd, loser.
I'm totally wedging the brains.
Let's go for it. Let's go. So the brains has got 13 grit points, so he's a lot easier to hit than your big boy.
Yeah.
And he only has 10 hit points.
Oh.
So
basically, he's got his own enforcer.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So what are you going to name your brawns and brains combo?
I've had to change it up because obviously I didn't know what I was going to get.
Yeah,
the brawn is Wyatt Gibson.
Wyatt Gibson, okay. Yep, fair enough.
Wyatt Gibson, and we'll go with Arthur Soulsmith for the brains.
Arthur. I love
that guy
it.
thinks very highly of himself.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he's complete like gutter trash, but he thinks he can like scheme his way into high society.
Now already, Nerdy Goth is inserting themselves, saying that there should be a bonus for having brawn and brains at the same time. And you know what? I'm a casual storyteller. Roll me a d20 and tell me what you get, mate.
A 1?
2.
A 2. Oh, okay. In that case, then all that I can tell you is that your brains character has smuggled in a deck of cards. That's it. That's all he's got extra.
Woo!
Just in case you need to use that to flick it into somebody's face.
Just wait till they go into Master Blaster formation. You guys are done.
Amazing. So now I've got to roll for my 2 characters. So I'm going to roll 1 for the bandits. 2 and 3 have already gone, so I'll re-roll those. I got a 6. Oh. I got the greenhorn. Okay, fair enough. So greenhorn, I can re-roll any initial roll that is under a 5. Actually, that's all right. That's not bad. So if I roll low, I can keep rolling. So a greenhorn. And then 1 for the townsfolk is a 2. Did you already roll a 2? No, I'm the sheriff.
You're the sheriff.
Whoa, okay. Now this is good.
Someone's the sheriff.
Right, okay, now the sheriff is important to this, not only, but mainly because of the fact he's got a pistol on him. He's the only one with a gun.
Oh, no.
So this is the thing. If you, for example, This is the best bit about this game. Count Poro, the reason that I'm not wearing the cowboy hat, by the way, is because of the fact I've got to change out of my headphones into another set, and they get so sweaty that they fall out of my ears, and it's such a pain in the arse. So it's in spirit. I'm wearing the cowboy hat. So I am the sheriff, but even though I've got a gun and I can fire it 6 times because I've only got 6 bullets.
What's that?
Yeah, makes sense.
Everyone's gonna die.
Well, no, because you can intercept this weapon on
bullets?
a 17. No, on a 17 plus. So if I go up to you and try and shoot you, you roll, and if you get a 17, you grab the gun off me. I'm not like I'm fucked. I just go like, yeah, okay.
Uno reverse card.
So the best thing is I've got the best weapon potentially in the game, but it could be my own worst nightmare when it eventually just goes around the group and starts shooting everyone I care about. So the sheriff has got 15 grit and 13 hit, and the greenhorn had 12 grit and 10 HP. Pretty low. I'm pretty happy with that, though. I won't lie. That's not bad. My 2 character names are going to be... Well, the sheriff has got to be to honour the classic Western. No, it's not The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. No, it's not 310 to Yuma. It's instead An American Tale, 5 All Goes West, and it's Wiley Burp. Wiley Burp is going to be here. He's back. He's back, baby. He's
fucking five all.
5 all. 5 all. 5 all. So I think that. So what's the greenhorn gonna be called? Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be called Dirty Dick Dangerous.
Oh.
Dirty Dick Dangerous.
Because of STDs or just?
It's not clear because no one wants to get near him. He's got like that classic Snoopy cartoon thing where he's got flies and the stink lines around him. Like when they say greenhorn, it's because he's literally covered in green slime and shit all
His
the time.
dick's green.
Yeah. Ooh, rough. Gary Gangrene over here. So, a sheriff, you say? Some would call that a lawman, says Lawson. There he is. Okay, give him the lazy eye. Okay, right, so we've got our characters now. What we need to do is go through the setup, explain a few key points to people here. There's a lot of different types of attacks that you can do. The saloon is built by all of us. It's not a case of me saying to the guys, you're in a saloon and there's like 15 bottles there and a darts board. It's what would normally be in a saloon, so it's up to you guys to imagine what's there and therefore use that to your advantage. So you can imagine there's chandeliers, there's an old-timey piano, there's like loose floorboards, you know, like stuff like that.
Stage?
Yeah, there's a stage. There's whatever you want it to be
there.
there, as long as it can kind of make sense in the reality of this Wild West, it will just fit. Because you've got to think of it as the winner of this is effectively the one telling the story. So it can kind of manipulate and change on a dime's notice. So you could be like, I slammed the piano down, but I pushed the piano off the stage. But then you could be like, well, actually, I grabbed the piano. You know what I mean? There's loads of things that you can do here.
So whoever's losing is just going to pull out the fact that we're in the holodeck from Star Trek. Just be like, oh, I'm going to come in with lasers.
Yeah, Captain Picard walks in and just goes, hello, you can all suck my dick.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Anyway.
There's different types of attack, but mainly it all revolves around the rule of cool, okay?
Oh, yes.
So that means that if you can come up with a very ridiculous attack, like I'm going to jump up, grab the chandelier, swing and drop down, and like Matt Hardy leg drop, or Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop somebody on the floor. Ooh, yeah. Now that is an athletic check. So you'd roll me a dice, and it's successful no matter what it is on a 13. Different actions go down to different physical attributes like strength, stealth, persuasion, and wisdom and things like that. And I'll tell you what you need to roll for that. But the rule of cool is anything is viable.
Cool.
And lots of characters like get little bonuses on the rule of cool table as well.
Yes,
which
they
I'm
do.
sure will come up.
Yes,
I read the rules.
Yeah, you did, buddy. There's lots of different combat glossary bits as well. Like you can be knocked out, you can distract somebody, which means that the person misses their go. But I'll tell you all of this as and when it comes up, all right, rather than bog down everything that's going on here. What we need to worry about now is getting started on this. So, big shout out to Georgie, by the way, for making this and giving it away for free. It's such a lovely, lovely thing here. So,
True hero.
what we're going to do is that Georgie has given us the story so far to bring us up to speed of what the bandits are doing on their travels, and then I'll do the same for the townsfolk. So, this will be mainly for Mikey, and we can have some back and forth, because remember, Dirty Dick Dangerous is there with Wyatt Brown, and that means...
Wyatt Gibson.
Wyatt Gibson. Okay, Wyatt Gibson. That's it. Wyatt
Thank you.
Gibson. I couldn't even read my own handwriting. I put Brawn, but read it as Brown. Right, okay, so... So here we go, fellas. The dust was only just beginning to settle upon the red sand in the early evening sun. The air, thick with the heat of the day and the overflow of the fight, felt heavy upon the shoulders of the bandits who stood now almost alone in the desert. It was a successful heist, that's for sure. Tip-offs don't always pay off, but this one was sure to keep the group comfortable for a while, as long as nobody asked any questions. Living outside the law had become second nature to the group, always bouncing between small towns, doing everything they could to get by. It wasn't a perfect or easy life, but it was the one they had fallen into and become accustomed to, and dare I say it, one they had come to love. They knew that the nearest town was only an hour or so away on horseback, and it was small enough that they felt safe spending the night here. Holstering their empty pistols and securing their loot, they readied their patient horses to begin the journey to Eagle Ridge. So that is the setup. The bandits are traveling into town right now. Dirty Dick and Wyatt Gibson absolutely smashed, because what were we even robbing? Sorry, I'll do this in character. So what were we even robbing there? Wyatt? I mean, I was so nervous I barely saw anything, man. I didn't even... I fired my shots, but I'm not even sure I hit anything.
Wyatt don't know much.
Oh, the strong silent type. Maybe I should pick up a few more irons, you know what I mean? I'll definitely pick up some strength grabbing these bags of loot that we've got here. How many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 5 bags of loot. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Although I'm pretty sure the boss is going to try and wrangle a few extra ones, right? I mean...
So, let's have a look. Let's open her up.
Yeah, okay.
Take some for us.
Okay.
So...
should we do it outside of the purview of the other bandits?
I think he's asleep.
I like your thinking, mate. Maybe we should take a look and... Hey, I'm just saying, splitting it 5 ways is not really for me, but what if we split just between me and you? We could make off with this loot right now.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
Hey, man, I'm new to this. I'm just jumping in.
Exactly. Green.
I'm Stinky.
Stinky Dick. old Stinky Dick. Right, Stinky Dick. Here's the plan.
Okay.
We lock up. We wait for brother and the others to sleep.
Yeah.
We let a couple of bags slip. Maybe take them out, bury them.
Oh.
And we come back.
I like it. Yeah, so we go into town, we spend the night there, we have a great drinking sesh, and then come back and sort all of this stuff out. Yeah, I like it.
Brother always told me to get to understand the townsfolk, so meet some people.
Yeah.
Kiss some hands, shake some babies.
Kiss a baby, yeah.
Yeah, get to know them, learn who they are, and we'll go from there,
Yeah, cool.
Every town is different.
I'm gonna have a quick look inside one of these bags, though. I want to see what we're having a look here. So, oh my God, I've never seen something so beautiful. Okay. An ornate egg collection. This must be, I don't know, at least 5 years old. They're Fabergé eggs in a sack.
I've never seen a Faubourg egg with my own 2 eyes before, but all I know is that them's worth about $40 tops.
$40? What, each?
No.
Altogether?
Trash.
Oh, rubbish. These eggs stink. And I'm smashing the bag of loot. The Fabergé eggs have been smashed. We're now down to 4 bags of loot.
Well, you don't break them, dummy.
Oh, sorry, I'm new to this, man.
God damn.
Well...
You lucky that I don't really understand the punishment for anything. Old brother would have given you a bit of a hiding. So, I say you keep this a little bit quiet.
Sounds good. Right, well, I'm going to saddle up. Let's start heading to town, shall we?
Let's do it.
And so that's what the bandits are up to. Pretty silly boys. Lots of eggs around there. Gasp, eggs, says Guardian's in.
You gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Oh, I like it. Now, the townsfolk have their own story to tell. Oh, and by the way, thank you for whoever's just become subscribed. Thank you very much. Beep, 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 boo. Sundown Sally's Saloon has a reputation, inasmuch as any saloon in a small town can have a real reputation. The barkeep has owned the place. The barkeep is called Panicking Peter Pansy. And Panicking Peter has owned the place since his father passed away and had worked here even before that. There were regulars that were good, bad, and some were very ugly. And there were also a handful of townsfolk who had never set foot in that place. It felt like the beating heart of Eagle Ridge, always warm and just as rowdy, just the way that everyone liked it. The pianist practiced his usual set on the corner stage as the dancer and the sheriff chatted in the bar. The music picked up as the sun set, so they had an hour or so before things really developed and the nighttime crowd descended. The prospector and the barfly were comparing theories about exactly what treasures or horrors the mountains past the Grand Red River held, and the barkeep rolled their eyes with each smile as they listened to the pair rile each other up with talk of gold and old gods. This time of year was the barkeep's... I'll do that again. This time of year was Panicking Peter's favourite. The sun was warm but not baking, the Grand Red River was flowing true, and trade wagons reliably passed through the town selling their wares and drinking sarsaparilla or whiskey and rye. It was steady and sure before the scorching summer and after the bitter winter. It would be another good night, or so he thought. So now it's down to Sheriff Wiley Burp, Arthur... and then it's the barkeep and prospector Cookie and Panicking Peter. They're all together in the bar. Wait, hold on.
Panicking Peter. Load up another one.
Whatever you say, Sheriff. I'll get you another drink now.
I love it. You're a good boy. Panicking Peter. Hey.
Stop trying to touch my face.
Your acne sure did heal well. Can barely feel the craterus. Panicking Peter. Oh me, oh my.
Coward, I'd do something about it.
But you won't even do that when I juggle your breasts like I would a woman.
Just like when Pappy was alive.
Panicking Peter. I remember the first day that we came up with that name for you.
Yes, so do I. I was pissing my pants as you were juggling all my wares.
Oh, it was so funny. I remember we grabbed your pantaloons all dirty and brown and we raised them up the flagpole. We made you salute there, naked as the day you were born. Oh, that was funny. And remember the whole army parade that just happened to show up at that exact time and walk slowly past you, pointing to the left, saying, "Look at that boy's tiny wiener." Panicking Peter.
Every time I try to be with a woman, that's all I think of. Is my tiny wiener in the trees.
But seriously, you're a good boy. And you've got a fine establishment here. You do indeed, Panicking Peter. I've enjoyed many a drink in your company, and I tell you what, I've thought of you like a son. Maybe a son I never wish to see again, but I still think of you like a son.
Thank you.
And then he's going to basically pull out a coin and he's going to flip it over to you.
Keep the change.
And Cookie jumps in and grabs the coin. Ooh, a little bit of gold.
Oh, he's slow down there, Cookie. Easy now. All the gold's dried up. You know that. Come on.
I know. I just cook beans now.
That's right. You cook the second best beans in town.
The dustiest beans in town.
I do like those extra bits of protein you put in there in the form of grubs and worms.
That's right. It's mainly grubs.
Healthy, dusty grubs.
Yum, yum.
Ah, delicious.
So as the night wears on and everyone goes about their usual rigmarole, either teasing Panicking Peter or having a good old time talking with Cookie about old gods, monsters, just drowning their sorrows of living in a little bit of a podunk town. Things start to change. The wind begins to pick up. Something is afoot. So much so that people would say it's a feat. So, the saloon doors bust open. And in strides, what's his name? Give me an adjective.
For who?
Or a doing word. Give me a word. Just any word to do with
Racing.
Racing. Okay. So, Boxcar Ben walks in. A former jockey and leader of the Banditos. He forms the Jockey Gang.
They should have workshopped their name.
They should have done but the Jockey Gang's here. They all wear amazing jockey jodhpurs and jock straps on the outside. They wear shirts, big fluffy ruffly shirts. And he saunters over to the bar. Well now, me and my boys are here to drink. And I'll tell you this for none. The first one's on me.
Yeah, I love drinking.
Yeah. A rapturous applause breaks out as the Banditos start filling the saloon. Everything seems merry at first. Everything seems pretty chill. You know, there's a few sort of exchange glances, people looking a bit unsure about these newcomers that have just shown up out of nowhere. And it does mean that a few people start talking. For example, it looks like Cookie is being approached by Wyatt Gibson.
Hey, you.
Yeah?
Why do you smell like meat?
Well, my name's Cookie, and I do all the cooking up in here.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, that's it, really.
That's his epic backstory. He's just a good.
Well, yeah, like seems to go.
So, that guy there who's shaking.
Panicking Peter.
That's Panicking Peter Pansy. We love to tease him.
Huh. So, now, forgive me for being a dummy. If you were supposed to be, colleagues or teammates, should you be bullying your own people?
That's a good question, really. It's in the ways of actual teamwork, but yeah, we love teasing it.
Huh. I'm gonna, can I saunter over to Mr. Panicky Peter?
You can indeed.
You.
What would you like, sir?
Don't on you.
Yeah, it's on account of being a coward.
Now, we could actually use someone like you in our organization. So, how's about we pay you to, I don't know, maybe cause a bit of disturbance and no one will actually believe that you've been doing anything because you're old Panicky Peter, right?
Well, that's mighty kind of you, but this
sure,
is my
$80 a day, I say. That sounds good to you, does it not?
Well, I could buy a lot of new pantaloons with that kind of money.
Now, there you go. And for the sounds of things, you need a few pairs. Because you smell a bit funny, or this could be my new associate. I don't really know. We only met him the other day. So, my older brother, now, he's the guy with all the business acumen and all that. I don't really do the numbers too good now. But what I can do is I can convince people and I can get things done. Now, Mr. Peter, how's about, like I said, $80 a day, $90 a day? Sorry, we'll go 100 if this is a successful thing. If you could, consider it, shank one of your friends. You work in a kitchen, you work in a bar, just shank them. Cause a bit of a ruckus.
Just shank
See
him.
what happens.
Well, it's a lovely offer, but I'm Panicking Peter. This is my bar.
You'll
My
be dead,
pappy
Peter,
gave
in
it
a
to-
minute.
As you say that final word, you hear the sound of a glass hitting the bar.
Oh.
I think you've had about enough there, son. You don't walk into, and as he turns around, you see Oh, hold on. What's going on with this? Eri, you're not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, hopefully everyone can still hear us, okay? Turns around, and you see the badge. A sheriff's badge.
Is it rusty?
Oh, it's rusty. It's real rusty. It's rusty and dusty and crusty. Now listen here. I'm of a mighty fine persuasion to let what you said slide, seeing as I'm having what you call a drink one day before retirement. But at the end of the day before my retirement, I gotta ask you, son, are you coming here to cause trouble in Wild E. Burp's town? Am I gonna have to give you the lazy eye? He gets right up in your face, and his eye seems to almost pop out of its socket, like it's really like almost touching your own eyelid. I can do it with the other one too. He just does it.
You're a weird lawman.
Yeah.
No, I haven't come here to cause no trouble. I just come here to make connections with my associates. Now, Mr. Lawman.
His
what
eyes
is
go
wrong
back
with
in at
your
this point.
eyes?
Well, to be honest, friend, this is how I got the job. I walked in here not 3 weeks ago, went up to the prior sheriff, and I went up to him, and I said, look what I can do. And he immediately turned over his badge and his gun, and he fled town. Now, admittedly, I did find out later that man was also a wanted person who was told by a spirit seeker that somebody like me was coming to kill him. It was just a huge coincidence, if I'm honest. But at the same time, I have not hurt for the pay of a mighty fine $1 every 6 months. All I can drink from Panicking Peters. He tells me I owe him a tab, but I have yet to pay.
You owe me a lot.
I know. It's a good joke there, Panicking Peter. We have a laugh.
I'm going to get some chewing tobacco out.
Oh, okay,
stick
yeah,
it in
yeah.
my mouth. Begin the chewings. All right. Cool. So those banditos or whatever.
Bandits?
It is that you guys
Bandits?
call those people over there. You know, the guys buying the rounds for people. Now they're nothing to do with my bandits, but why not cause a bit of a ruckus in that decision? Now I've forgotten what I was going with this. So, Mr. Lawman, it's been nice to speak to you. I'm gonna go talk to my brother.
So Wiley Burp's gonna like lean over to Panicking Pete and she'll be like, I think he may have been kicked in the head by a mule or some other equestrian animal.
Well, he did offer me $100 in the time of the Wild West, when that would have basically been like $1 million. So, yeah.
$100?
I know.
I'm going to have to push both of his eyes back in because they've shot out with surprise this time.
All those signs.
Yeah, and he's like, oh wow, I should go to the medical office about that. I need me some leeches. So he's going to turn and he's going to stroll over. This is Wiley Burp strolling over to where all of the banditos, the boss and his cronies, are all sitting around. And I'm just going to look around, notice the loot bags that obviously have $signs on, which my other character, Dirty Dick, is drawing on with charcoal to make sure that he knows which ones have money in and which ones have smashed eggs in.
Swag.
Yeah, and he's going to be like, what you got in them bags there, son? That's to Arthur the Brains.
Well, it's none of your goddamn business.
He taps the rusty, dusty, crusty sheriff's badge. I believe, sir, it is my business.
Now, forgive me, Sonny. My eyes aren't too good. I can't see no warrant to be searching my bags.
I do not know the law well enough to say whether yes or no to this, so...
Well, I do.
Oh, okay. You one of them reading types, is it?
I'm one of them people with book smarts.
Books! You hear that, guys?
books. This guy can read. I didn't realize we were in the presence of royalty.
You tell it.
Shut up, Panicking Peter. You can read. You can read and write as well, you nerd.
Wenchy.
Now, do not make me do something that I will make you not live to regret. Show me what's in them bags, son.
Why?
Because I am an officer of the law appointed by... Let's just say God. It's America, God.
In true Brains fashion, I'm going to look over at Big Wyatt and give him the universal signal for reach for the policeman's service weapon.
Which is...
Yep, and then he's just gonna...
Okay.
Go for the gun.
And with that...
He's gonna go for the gun.
And with that, we've started the action. We've set it up. We know that there is some potential treasure. There's been some relationships made. Others have been definitely questionably destroyed. Such as, I don't think that Panicking Peter's going to be coming to the aid of the sheriff anytime soon. But still, we are now in the action-jaction stage. So, what we need to do is... Mikey, you are trying to intercept to grab my gun off of me straight away. Roll me a d20 and tell me what you get, brother.
I got an 18, but +2 to all rolls, so 20.
So, as quick as lightning, you basically, as Wiley Burt, because he's had a few too many slugs, he basically just goes, what the? And you've reached over, grabbed the pistol straight out, and you are now aiming it directly at the sheriff. You can neither choose to attack and instigate an actual barroom brawl, or you can maybe do something else.
Okay, so...
Shoot him, Wyatt! Shoot him!
Big Wyatt's obviously a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for like the Muay Thai front push kick.
Oof.
In the chest.
Okay, so you grab the gun, you pulled it back, and boosh.
Boof.
Okay, so now, here we go. We are starting the combat. It is a fight to the death that begins right now. So, you need to kick things off, because it is the first attack. I'm not going to make you roll initiative for it, because you have initiated.
Okay.
So, roll me a kick, and you need to get... I'll tell you if you get higher than... Roll it. D20, baby.
Is it? I got 9.
Is that with your pluses?
Yeah.
Okay, so you needed a 15 to hit me with that.
Busted!
So, you kick him straight in the chest, but looks like somebody's been listening to the stories of Ned Kelly, because that's right, he's got a bit of a bedpan underneath his chest there. It falls to the floor, completely detaching itself now, because otherwise I'd have armor and that would be very unfair. But he just goes, ha! This ain't Wiley Burp's only rodeo. And the initiative action begins. Everyone roll.
That's my bedpan!
Oh, God.
Everyone roll.
It's full!
Mikey, you only roll for one of your character because Wyatt has attacked, effectively. So, Beanie, roll me for Cookie the Prospector.
He got a 7.
Okay, so Cookie has a 7. Mikey, roll me for Arthur the Brains.
I got 19.
Whoa, okay, fair enough.
I'm going to quickly go pee before this fight. So
yep, that's absolutely fine. For the Greenhorn Dirty Dick, got a 20. Woo-hoo. So Dirty Dick there. But here's where Mikey's going to be very... I'm going to be displeased by this. It's the person who has the lowest score goes first. Yeah. And then for the Sheriff Wiley Burp, he gets an 18. Oh, okay, so...
Okay, and now Panicking Pete.
Yep.
You got a 3.
A 3, okay. So that means that you have the first 2 attack orders pretty much, and we'll do them when Mikey gets back in. So, I hope everyone's enjoying this so far. I should now explain what everyone is equipped with so that we've got different options available to us. Everyone starts with a, I believe it's called a whittling knife. Each player starts with a whittling knife, but can only be used 3 times per person for game, and each time that you use it, you -1 from the damage roll. And that's using it, it's not successful hits, it's just using. Panicking Pete's revenge, says John. I hope people are enjoying this, by the way, it's very, very silly.
What have I missed?
So, to catch you up, the turn order, so Wiley Burp, Dirty Dick Dangerous rolled a 20.
You rolled a 19. Wiley Burp rolled an 18. Cookie rolled a 7. And Panicking Pete rolled a 3. But here's the twist, Mikey. It starts with the lowest number going first. So the higher you roll, the worse you are. So I was explaining to Beanie as well that everyone has a set number of items on their personage. I now no longer have the gun, but I do have a whittling knife. Every single person has a whittling knife in their inventory. You can use it 3 times per person, and each time you use it, you -1 from the damage roll to show it getting blunt. And that is just for, it doesn't matter if you're successful or not, it's just the uses that it accounts for. But we'll come up there.
It's a small knife for wood carving.
Awesome. I'm loving the fact that people are saying that they're enjoying this as well, which is always good to hear. There's nothing worse than be like, you enjoying this? Not really. No.
No, it's just 3
Shut up,
knobheads.
you clowns.
Did I miss much gameplay, says Vernon? Not that much, my friend, because we have only really started kicking off. We are just doing the big setup at the moment, and now the fighting has begun. And it kicks things off, quite literally, with Wyatt booting Wiley Burp in the chest, but surviving the attack because of a sneakily hidden bedpan. Now, Panicking Peter is at the bar. He sees things kicking off. Around him, you've got all of our player characters, and remember, you've got the jockey, what was his name, Ben Boxcar or something like that?
Yeah.
Jockey, Ben Boxcar, and I'll give one more townsfolk as well to even up the sides. Who were the other characters you could play as the townsfolk? Oh, who was the guy who was arguing with Cookie at the beginning?
That was, I think, the pianist. Or was it the barfly?
The barfly, yep. So the barfly is going to be in there, and he is going to be called Drunky. Pukey. Pukey. Okay, right. So Pukey's there.
Pistol Pukins.
Yeah, that's the thing. He used to be a great gunslinger, but unfortunately, he kept on throwing up in the barrel of his gun and gunked it up, so he lost all of his fights.
It's accurate vomit.
He was like this because he kept on aiming like this, like he was in a first-person shooter. So he was just like.
It's got a torso like Swiss cheese.
It just came like shooting out of the top of it, like of the barrel of the gun, like a little steam pipe. Chunky. Okay, right. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that piece of the beans from Cookie. Okay, so
my beans are delicious.
So Panicking Peter is the first person to act. He can look around the bar and see all of the player characters. Nothing is being destroyed yet. Everything is to play for. He wants to keep his bar probably as safe and sound as possible, so wants to put an end to this.
So Panicking Pete looks around the bar, and he sees underneath the bar he has his trusty stick. I wouldn't call it a bat.
No.
It is merely a stick.
Okay.
So he picks it up. Leave the sheriff alone, or he's gonna hit me again. And I throw the stick right into the head of Wyatt as hard as I can, which is not very hard.
Blimey, I love this. So he's got the stick, and instead of using it, he's throwing it like a javelin. Okay.
He's not very bright.
Okay, so the barkeep gets +2 to any rolls when using glass or bottle attacks, so it's not that. And you are attacking Mikey's character, who is the brawn. Okay, so will you please roll me a d20 to throw your mighty stick?
I got a 3.
Okay, the stick. So he throws the stick, it whizzes about 2 foot away and drops to the floor, looking a bit like a pool cue. It just sticks out of the ground and makes that sort of like wobbling, like... All of the bar looks at Panicking Pete.
I nearly got him!
One of the barfly, Pukey, just goes... Woo!
Thank you, Pukey.
Pukey can't talk, by the way. He's just like he's just like, yeah. He's constantly dribbling puke out of his mouth. He's just like,
why do I keep serving him?
Okay,
doesn't
right.
even pay you at this point.
Yeah. so Pukey's seen that. He's given the it goes now to Cookie. Cookie is the next person to act. Where is Cookie in the bar?
So Cookie at the moment is sat over in the corner watching the dancers and listening to the terrible pianist. So
what song is the pianist playing? I'm imagining that he's playing an old-timey rendition of Down with the Sickness. So it's like plicky-dicky-dick, plicky-dicky-dick.
God, why do you keep playing that annoying song and you never know the rest of it? You just play the intro.
I don't know any other ones. I'm told you I'm not a pianist. I'm a
You play the
violinist.
piano.
the piano.
Play that piano.
Dear sweet Pukey, says Lawson. Dear sweet Pukey never was the same after the mule kicked him in the noggin. Oh, bless him. Okay, right. So Cookie's watching the dancers. This ruckus has started disrupting. The dancers are fleeing upstairs, taking their big what they call the dresses that they wear. You know, the multi-layered dresses, the can dress stuff. Yeah, petticoats. They're charging up the stairs. They're very slowly, admittedly.
Okay, so Cookie rushes over, grabs one of the dancers, and starts walking her slowly towards the others while he's hiding behind her.
Oh, so he's doing a
I'm
stealth.
just gonna keep myself safe.
I love this. Okay, so you've got to do me a stealth check effectively here. So roll me a dice.
I got a 1.
So
Why
what-
can't I roll over 7?
So what happens here is that as you go up to grab the dancer who's trying to get away, you fall and grab onto the back of her train, the sort of like big petticoat, and start pulling and pulling until the material starts to snap and break. So she ends up with a kind of very fashionable mini skirt at this point. But all the while in between this, before Cookie ever thinks to glance up at their unmentionables, their pantaloons or ankles in this case, she's booting you in the face as hard as she can. And these are not like stiletto heels or anything like this. We're talking like actual Doc Martens in the mush. So you take kick damage for this.
Oh, Brandine! Stop it! I gave her some bean.
My name's Edna. Okay.
Sorry.
You take a whopping 1 point of damage for being booted right in the mush.
Excellent. I'm down to 10.
Yes. Okay, so next up is old Wily Burp. Now, Wily Burp, he may have given off the impression that he wasn't very with it and a bit mean to Panicking Peter, but he is a good-hearted man, or at least that's what he tells people after a few drinks, and so he's going to try and protect his town. He wants to keep his cushy job that he's had for 3 weeks, and he really, really wants another drink, to be honest. So what he's going to do is he's looking around on the table. He's already had his gun, but because Wyatt has been reeling from his own kickback of his own little push there, he's going to grab one of the loot bags that's on there, and he's going to spin around and whack it straight into the head of Wyatt to try and knock him out. He figures that there's got to be something heavy in it. But obviously he doesn't know this. He's just grabbing this. And here we go. I'm going for a loot bag attack. And a loot bag has a special thing here, I believe. A loot bag. Only the bandits start with loot bags, but that's fine because it's on the table to grab. But you can intercept this, Mikey, if you roll high. So,
Okay.
I need to roll.
So I can like Matrix dodge it. Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, lean back.
No,
JoJo-esque Dio.
The best thing is that not only do you dodge the attack, but you end up with the bag. You grab it off me. So I roll a mighty... Oh, I roll a 6. So I do not hit. So if you want to roll your D20...
I got a 4.
Okay, so the bag just goes flying out of Wiley's hands. It was one of the ones that had a bit of heft to it, whatever was in there, and it hits against the wall, shattering a picture frame, and falls to the floor, spilling its contents, which turn out to be...
Grandma!
Turnips.
No, they are tiny figurines. No, they've got to be worse.
Anvils.
Yeah, they're tiny. Yeah, they're tiny golden anvils from a failed project that somebody had where they wanted to start up a jewelry store that connected people to the roots of their town. So we're selling things like golden anvils, solid gold horseshoes for horses. So it was a terrible
Gold
business plan.
sand.
Yeah, exactly. Like tons of really dumb ideas there. It was called More Money Than Sense. That was the project that failed there. So that's all spilling on the floor, and there's even a few of the people in the bar who are looking at it now, going like, "Ooh, do I risk going for it? Do I risk going for it?" But that's Wily Burp's turn. Failure. Next up is B. So that is Arthur the Brains.
Brains. Right. Okay. So Brains was sat at the table when everything's kicking off. So I'm gonna have to like scoot back.
Yep.
You know, kick the table out from amongst me. By any chance, on the table, because obviously with it being, you know, everyone's having a nice drink and a smoke in these times. There was no smoking bans. Is there a cigar cutter on the table by any chance?
Wouldn't you know it, mate? There definitely is.
Perfect. Grabbing that, and I'm going straight over to Peter.
Oh my god, Peter Pinky.
Oh, Peter's gonna lose a pinky.
Okay, so you're storming over there. You're going to try and grab him. Are you going to do anything to him in particular? How are you going to get his hand into that position?
I'm the brains, so I'll just go for a bottle.
Okay, so you're going to do a bottle attack, and if it's successful, it'll be a follow-up with the old pinky cutter. Right, so
wrap around him like an anaconda and grab that finger. And...
Are you attacking him or throwing the bottle at him?
I'm attacking him.
Okay, so you're going to need to do a strength rule of cool check here, unless it gives me an option to do anything else. Glass. Interestingly, because it's a glass, if you roll... I'll tell you what. Okay, roll it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, I got 13.
13. Now, what did you need to hit Peter? What was his grit?
14.
14.
Damn it.
So unfortunately, it just basically clonks him on the top of the head. He just goes...
Ow! Favorite glass!
And in the kerfuffle of that, the cigar cutter drops to the floor again, because we'll say that if the action basically doesn't carry on, it basically goes.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so... does Pete get a bonus against glass attacks? Peter doesn't get bonuses against attacks, but he gets more bonuses to attack with glasses. Finally, it is Dirty Dick Dangerous, the greenhorn, who's been eyeing up all of the action that's going on, and he thinks to himself that maybe he could make a break for the door with the loot. But as he starts stepping away, he catches the eye of the boss, Ben Boxcar, the jockey, and he realizes that he's probably going to have to put in an honest day's work if he wants some of the loot. So he squares up old-timey style, nothing else in his possession apart from his little whittling knife, and he goes up towards... I'm going to roll a d6. That is... He's going up to Cookie. Right. So he's going up to Cookie, who's basically fallen on the floor there, and the greenhorn thinks to himself, well, if I do this and the boss thinks that I look good, maybe it'll be fine. I'll just hit a guy when he's down, literally. He walks up behind you, and he just goes... and just tries to punch you in the back of the head. Like a real gentleman. So I'm rolling a punch attack on you. There's no positives or negative here. I roll a 13. What did Cookie have as a grit?
13.
Ooh, I don't know if it's meets it, beats it in this. Let me just double check. Let me just double check. It is meets it, beats it, my friend. Okay, so I've punched you in the back of the head. And I do a whopping, are you ready for it? I roll a d20 again, apparently. And this will determine how much damage. 14. I do 2 damage to you.
Oh.
Ow, my beans!
So yeah, the greenhorn's made his attack there, and he's looking back at the boss, and he's like, Okay, right, we have 2 NPCs to deal with now. We've got Pukey and Ben Boxcar. Now, Ben Boxcar, he's seen all of this stuff happen before. So what he does is he just grabs a chair, he drags it to one corner of the room, sits down with his feet up on the table, lights up a cigar, and just says, come on, boys. I ain't got all night. And starts smoking this big... Is it called a stogie? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Call it so.
Yeah. Like a big fat one there. And he starts billowing smoke out of there. It almost creates like an aura of dread around that area where people are a bit reticent to go. Pukey, on the other hand, is like... Oh, Georgie's in the chat. There we go. Hello. She just said, I decide now. So Pukey is just going to be like... which means get out of my town, through lots of burping and vomiting. There is spittle everywhere. Oh, Mikey from Hellstorm War Game is in here as well. Hello. So we've got a character called Pukey, by the way, who never speaks, and all he does is he throws up continuously. There is something very wrong with him.
Poor Pukey.
So what he's going to do is he's going to reach inside his jacket pocket, which is obviously very wet and soiled. But instead of pulling out a gun, what he does is he pulls out a bottle of bourbon, cracks open the cork, glugs it in one fell swoop in a manner that is genuinely disturbing, and then throws the bottle randomly into the crowd. Now remember, he's got no idea what's going on. So we're going to do 1, 2 for Beanie, 3, 4 for Mikey, 5, 6 for me, and then we'll go into one of our characters. 4. 1, 2. Mikey, it hits one of your characters. It hits, or it's going to try and hit. 6, which is going to be the brains at the bar. So he's lobbed it all the way down the bar. Let's see if he hits you then. The barfly, sorry. He's coming in. He's so you, says Georgie. Okay, he gets an 18. He's got a hit.
Yeah.
What's your grit for your boy?
30.
Yeah, okay. So he lands a glass on you. D20 again. A 5. You only take 1 damage. Now, there's another rules check thing we've got to do here as well. It says on rolls of 5 or lower, you take half a point of damage yourself. So I'm assuming that as it slipped out of his hand, it basically like cut him on that bit there.
No. That's if it's a glass. If it's a bottle.
Oh right, okay.
It has the rules damages on an odd roll and stuns, and if it's an even roll, it only does damage.
Oh, I've read. Yeah, so, I rolled a 14, didn't I? So that is. Damages even. He says even and stun. So I've basically stunned your brains character.
No.
And that means that if a player is stunned, you miss your next turn of combat.
Bastard.
Oof. So Pukey's done you rotten there, mate. And he just goes...
Excellent work, Pukey!
Okay, right. So that is the end of the first round of combat. Things are starting to heat up now. Things are starting to get crazy. I feel like Wiley Burp and Wyatt Gibson are sort of circling around each other. The greenhorn is punching Pukey in the back of the head like a rabbit, and he's just like, my beans! And the brains has just basically been knocked. He's had his brains knocked out of his ear as Panicking Peter decides what next attack he's going to do. Okay, here we go then.
Panicking Peter now feeling a little bit naked that he's lost his mighty stick, which he threw with such fear and power. Now he's decided he's going to pick up a glass.
Oh, okay. This is more in his wheelhouse, I feel.
I don't like to waste any good glassware, but I'm going to smash your face! And he throws it at Wyatt again, because Wyatt is the only of the bandits that has actually interacted with him, and it's the only bit he's a bit scared.
I like this. So the brains guy who's going to cut off your fingers, screw him, because he's missing his turn of combat. You're going straight in against it.
Pukey sorted me out. Thank you, Pukey, for defending my honor.
I'm gonna try and catch the glass there.
Okay, so you are Beanie will get a +2 on his rolls because this is a glass that he's throwing at you, and he is the barkeeper. So please roll.
I got a 20.
So 25.
22.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, I got a 1.
Oh, okay. Surprisingly, you have not intercepted that. The glass...
Well, I have with my face.
Yeah. The glass is thrown with such meticulous accuracy that it's almost like an American football, and it curves slightly in the air like wanted. It goes around the face of Wiley Burp in slow motion. It just goes like, Panicking Peter? It slams straight into the face of Wyatt, exploding in a shower of glass. How much damage do you do? Roll me a d20.
I got an 11.
You do 2 points of damage to Wyatt Gibson.
Take that, you brute!
When is Wyatt's go? Because I haven't rolled. I didn't roll thingy.
Roll it now.
Okay. Now I'm in to roll.
Yeah, you're in now.
8.
8. So you are after Cookie. Yep. So that is Wyatt's go there. Okay. So Cookie is next. Now Cookie is on his front. He's been punched in the back of the head. His beans are probably burning at this point.
Yes, so Cookie starts staggering to his knees and starts pouring around, looking to hopefully find something. And he finds that loot bag that had been thrown.
Nice.
So he picks it up and he swings around again with his rallying cry of "My beans!" and hits the brains as hard.
The greenhorn.
As hard as he can in the nuts.
Oh, I love it. So please roll me a d20, my friend.
I got a 9.
Okay. You only needed a 10. Do you get any pluses with him at all?
No, he can intercept loot bags.
Oh, that's me trying to intercept the loot bag, which I will try and do. I roll a 4, so I do not intercept the loot bag, but it doesn't hit me anyway. Let me just double check to see if there's any other thing that's going on here. The bar fire, the brawn. No. Unfortunately, it would have been a knowledge roll if it was one of them. You would have done better at, but no. So You swing up with the loot bag. It splits because of all of the sharp, tiny anvils that are inside this. Oh yeah, we've decided, Georgie, that the treasure in one of these bags was Fabergé eggs that they smashed immediately, and then the other one was tiny gold anvils. So they split and fly everywhere, raining down from the sky. People are covering themselves. They just managed to dodge being hit in the head by these tiny anvils, but that loot bag is out of commission now. So, the next person up is Wyatt.
Can Cookie now run?
Yeah, Cookie.
As a final action. So Cookie is going to run behind the bar again. My beans!
So
as he wants to hide behind Panicking Pete.
What we'll say is that this is a rule of cool thing because of the fact that the greenhorn's got you kind of cornered on the stairs and you're trying to swing around and do that. So what you're going to need to do is scramble up the stairs to the upper floor of the saloon and jump down to behind the bar, okay?
Nice.
So please do me a rule of cool check.
I got a 12.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. Let me just find the rule of cool table. It was a athleticism. Successful on a 13. So what happens is you run up the stairs. You try and jump over the side bit there, but it just doesn't look as good. So you're kind of halfway over the side there. So that means that your action kind of ends just before the jump. So that means that the greenhorn could effectively punch or push you off, but you haven't hurt yourself in the process. Okay.
Hooray!
Better than you landing just flat on your neck and killing yourself.
You're gonna catch me up here!
Yeah. Stay away, my beans! Okay.
I love my beans!
As with a sickening crack, Wyatt's neck, which was forced all the way back from the glass, now clicks back into position. He shrugs it off, his massive muscles bursting through his tiny little shirt that he's wearing. It's time.
So, as I get hit in the face and my head recoils back, Big Wyatt notices that there is a chandelier just above it.
Yes, there is.
I have the only pistol in the bar.
Yeah, Georgie, by the way, the first action of the entire game was that he tried to grab the pistol off me and he got it. So I was the sheriff and I was just like, okay, fair enough.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Wyatt
Wiley Burp or Wyatt?
In front of me, Wiley Burp.
Wiley Burp.
The sheriff of these parts is right in front of me. So I would like to shoot the chandelier to drop on his head.
I love it. So this is going to be, I would say, it's going to be... So the action types we've got here are wisdom, persuasion, stealth, athleticism, or strength. Now, is this going to be strength or athleticism? Because of reflexes?
15 fail with a gun.
Say what, mate?
Rolls under 15 fail with a gun.
Oh, so you're just going to have to roll for a 15 then. Cool, right, so here we go.
Oh.
You get +2 to all your rolls. Does that help?
Oh, 16.
There you go, man, because that was that's something that I just need to clarify with Georgie as well. It says on the combat table for the... Oh, where is he? The brawn. +2 to all rolls. So I'm assuming that counts for the gun as well. I will say that it does until she says it doesn't or confirm. So
okay, cool.
So are you going to do like a revolver ocelot sort of thing for me, so I can just the kids at home?
He's a bit too big.
Okay.
He's like, when you're talking brawn, he's like comic book brawn. He's massive. So, bang, maybe could fall potentially for the whole idea of, oh no, I fell, that kind of thing. But to be fair, I think just the shooting and maybe just like a bit of a jump back just to get out of the way, leaving him open to be tripped or somebody to be behind him. That
I like it. I like it a lot.
That old japery. So I'm gonna dive backwards a bit as well.
Got you.
So bang. Ooh, get out
so basically, like you've sidestepped. You're just like you're almost like looking like you're going to engage him in fisticuffs, and then you just go Indiana Jones, shoot the top, and then just like back away like that.
Yeah, basically like.
Do you even want to like turn around so it's like cool guys don't look at explosions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'm done with that now. Like I've disengaged.
Now you've definitely hit it. It is falling down here. There's no way that Wiley Burp has seen this come in. He's going to take this on the chin. Now, because this would normally be a glass attack because it's a glass chandelier, the sheer weight of it, I'm going to count this as being a glass attack and a chair attack in terms of the damage that it will deal to me because it's like a weighty object plus it's a glass object as well. I'm just looking to see if...
Can Panicking Peter exclaim loudly, my chandelier?
You can
Because
indeed.
will that help him? Because it's my grandpappy chandelier after all.
I mean, I think that because... I tell you what, mate. Roll me a d20 and we'll see. We'll see. Roll for it.
I got a 13.
Okay. As you see the chandelier fall, reflections start to catch in the light as it slow motion descends on top of Wiley Burp, who is looking up in great horror at his potential demise. In each of the glass shards, you see the reflection of a happier life, of your grandfather smiling, patting you, saying one day you'll grow up to not piss your pants, you little idiot, of saying that you could be something, much more than a barkeep. You could be a warrior of the ages, just like your old man, who died fighting. Direct quote, by the way, this is, with all the pauses.
Yeah, of course, yes. But, Sheriff, look out for the chandelier!
So as you say that, Wiley Burp's going to look up, and he's going to take roll me a first D20, Mikey.
14.
14 for the glass. That means I'm going to take 2 damage to kick things off for the sheriff. So that means he's down to 13 already. And then the next one. 3. Okay, so that is going to be 2 damage to him. So he's going to be down to 11. But it does say here, I can react when you use this attack. And I'm going to say that it's going to be the reaction is going to be getting crushed, I guess, basically. I'm just double checking to see what the react is going to be. React allows you to make a punch or kick action before it's made. That's not going to count here, so I'm not going to count that rule. So the chandelier has crushed Wiley Burp, and I mean that in a literal sense. He is down pinned to the floor by the weight of the chandelier. That has taken him by surprise, but now that he's seen the chandelier of his grandfather fall to the floor, that memory invoked in his mind of pure fury that somebody would damage his bar, I'm going to say that against any attack that he makes against Wyatt Gibson, you're going to do +1 damage for the sheer ferocity of your hatred towards him.
I hate you, Wyatt! That was my grandpa's favorite!
Yeah. He even said, like, I love this chandelier more than any of my biological offspring. He said that. Again, direct quote.
That's pretty much all he said, actually.
Yeah. Very weird. Very specific. Like...
He used to kiss it.
So now that so that's the end of Wyatt's go. As he walks away, glass shards now all over the floor. Now Wiley Burp is panting for breath. He's had a lot of pressure put on him by this, and he's being punctured by multiple glass shards across his body. But that ain't gonna stop him. He's gonna start pushing the chandelier upwards. So he needs to make, I believe, a strength check in order to do that, which he does pass with a 15. I'm gonna say that that's a pretty good success on that one there.
Pretty good, yeah.
So he's pushing that one off on there, and as he does so, he's gonna roll over, stand up, spit out some blood, and say, I ain't done with you yet, son. So he's going to try and provoke you back in. So I think that there is like a distract skill here.
Now, out of curiosity, this chandelier would have candles on it, wouldn't it? So it would potentially start a fire. Just throwing it out there.
You know what?
So
Roll me a
hard
d20,
liquor
mate. Roll me a d20.
That is cocked. Oh, 8.
No. So they just like they all perfectly fall out and fall into 20 again amazingly aligned
Glasses
beers.
of water.
Yeah, just go, and everyone's just like
Coincidence.
No refunds.
I love it. So I'm going to do a distract thing on you now. I'm saying that his standing up and spitting out and calling out you is a distract thing, which means the next roll that your opponent's made with... if an attack has distract, the next roll the opponent you are engaged in combat with are halved. So I'm basically just like, come back, you coward. And you're like... Fine. Okay, cool. So that's done. So Wiley Burp's done. It now goes to Arthur the Brains, who has been clocked in the head by that pint glass or the bottle thrown by Pukey.
Skips my go, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, because you got stunned, didn't you? So he's out. So that means that it's now down to Dirty Dick Dangerous, who's, again, looking over to the jockey boxcar Ben, and he's just like, hey, boss, look at this! And he's going to pull out his whittling knife, and he's going to start marching towards the prospector. He's going to, when they do that, passing it between the hands. but he's unsure at the distance at which he can do it, so he only throws it about 2 centimeters either side. So he's like,
Remember, Cookie's upstairs at the moment on
the ledge.
On a banister.
So what he's going to do is, this is going to be his rule of cool, is that you're balancing on the banister and you're holding on to it like this, right? He's going to play 5-finger fillet with your hand as he does it. So you're leaning back and he's like, I'm going to show you how good I am at 5-finger fillet, and I ain't no good at it. So he flips the knife around and he's going to try and do effectively I guess it'd be a rule of cool.
Not my cooking hand!
Would you roll for like...
It'd be an agility check, I guess.
Yeah, agility, but I guess the worse you do, the better the damage will be, because you'll be stabbing him instead of missing.
No. If he does badly, he'll go a full round without hitting him. He's too good at it. It's like, damn, I'm trying to hit you. So this is going to be an athletic one here. I get no bonuses to this. Here we go. A 17. So basically he goes along perfectly once. He goes, dun, 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 maintaining eye contact. Cookie is looking behind him, thinking about whether or not he wants to take the fall or not. And then eventually he meets his eye and just goes crunch straight into... Oh, so much so that my padding over here decided to just take a little dive down. Fair enough. Bizarre. Right, so he slams the knife into the top of Cookie's hand, and he will deal with his whittling knife. Does a 4, so he'll do 2 damage to you.
Oh, that was my good cooking hand! How am I gonna stir my beans?
But here's the real thing. Now you've got to roll me a dice, Beanie. I've got a number in my head.
I got an 8.
Unfortunately, you have not passed the skill check, which was going to be a 14 for a strength thing there. And basically, Cookie's fallen from the top.
Save me, beans!
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll let you roll for it. If you get higher than a 13, I'll come up with something fun for you.
I got a 13!
Okay, so in midair, like a cat, you actually open a can of beans so quickly and throw it so fast onto the floor that it accelerates quicker than him and creates a small but very definitively spongy pool for you to land flat on your back on. The beans have... I mean, they haven't really done much in the grand scheme of things, but mentally, that was so impressive that you are inured to the pain that you just feel from falling from a first flight of stairs, basically.
I love you, Beans. You're always there for me.
You can feel the sort of dirt and grubs grinding into your back as you do it.
I'll scoop that up for later.
So that is the end of all the player character turns. Jockey Ben Boxcar is still there smoking his big fat stogie. And Pukey, who has already proved his worth, now stumbles into the bar. He stumbles across, he's thinking to himself, oh, I better protect my beer, I better protect my alcohol. But then that last word rings in his head and he goes, alcohol, that'd be pretty good right now. So he hops the bar over to where Panicking Pete is, who stands there in his way, and he just goes, get out of the way. So he's going to do a shove attack on you to get to the alcohol.
Pukey, get out from behind the... It's always sick with you.
So he rolls. He got a 10. He doesn't beat the 14 needed for a strength push. So basically he just bounces off of you, falls to the floor, and just goes straight onto the floor there. So that is the end of all of the round of action. And after 2 rounds, you roll again for a new initiative order.
Oh.
So, Beanie, will you please roll for Cookie?
Cookie got a 19.
So, Cookie, 19. Yep, okay. And then for Panicking Peter?
Panicking Peter got a 3. Again.
That's nice, man. Okay, so 3. Cool. And then it'll be for Mikey for Wyatt.
Wyatt got an 8.
An 8. Okay, that's not bad at all.
And Arthur got a 7.
Okay. So Wyatt got an 8. And Arthur got a 7. And then it's up to Dirty Dick, who gets a 1. Okay. He's gone from 20 to 1. And then the Sheriff, Wily Burp, gets a 17. Okay. So that is the running order. It goes Dirty Dick, then Panicking Pete, then Arthur, then Wyatt, then Wily Burp, then Cookie. Not bad. Okay, so Dirty Dick's going to kick things off. He's going to look around. He sees Cookie on the floor, on his back. He makes this gesture. He stands up on top of the bar, on top of the balcony area. He goes, "Oh yeah!" And he performs a Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop from the top, right down onto Cookie. Will he land it?
Can I attempt to intercept his move with an RKO?
You know what? Because of the fact you used the exact terminology that would be perfect in this situation, yes, you can. But it's going to be pretty high. I've got a number in my head.
Okay. Got a 16.
I had a 17, which feels like I was cheating on that one, so I'm going to allow you to do that. But I'm going to make my attack as well. So we're both going to take some damage from this, potentially. Especially when I roll a 20. So I'm coming down hard no matter what is happening. So
I got a 15.
Okay. So what's happening is that I'm coming right down on top of you, and I'm going to say that this is going to count as a punch +1 because of the extra fall damage, really, I think. So to you, I do... Oh, I've rolled a d6. That is not in this. I rolled a 15, which is 2 damage to you, and then you, because of the intercept, will do a punch attack back to me. So roll a d20.
Got 19.
A 19? Blimey. Okay, so that is going to be 3 damage back to the greenhorn. Okay, he's on to 7. He is.
I'm on 4.
Oh, okay. So Cookie may be out of it soon. That's Dirty Dick's go. It goes to Panicking Pete.
Well, Panicking Pete has had enough of seeing his bar getting trashed. So
Okay.
he stands up and grabs 2 bottles of his finest whiskey.
Oh, I love it.
And he walks over to the greenhorn, because, well, inherently he's a coward, so he's gonna find the
Yeah,
smallest guy. You little green... Oh, you stinky greenhorn!
And he goes, "I know."
And he tries to, like, thunderclap to the sides of his head with 2 bottles of whiskey.
Okay, roll me a d20, but because you're using that, you're getting your +2, aren't you? Because it's a glass attack.
That's right.
Sorry, it's a bottle attack.
So, with the +2,
Yep.
I get a 15.
Now, to hit the greenhorn, you would have needed a 12, so you absolutely clatter him with these 2 bottles. They explode, showering him in cuts, wounds, and fine alcohol. Pukey's eyes perk up at this, by the way. That's for later. Okay, so roll me a d20.
I got a 13.
13, you do 3 damage, and damages on odd roll, damages and stunned. Okay, so you've done damage to me, not damaged and stunned. So you've done 3 damage to me. He's down to 4 health remaining. He's nearly out of this. Greenhorn is nearly done.
Take that, you stinky varmint.
My face, my beautiful stinky face. You'll also see some of these stink lines start to disappear because this is the first liquid that has touched his skin in forms of like a bath or like alcohol purifying things in years. I'm melting.
My goo.
My precious goo. So next up is Arthur, who is now also standing back up at the bar and can see Cookie, the greenhorn, and Panicking Pete and Pukey down the bar.
Well, I'm going to get my wits about me.
Yep.
I'm going to pull out my whittling knife.
Ooh, whittle this, whittle that.
And obviously,
Whittle me a
while
cardboard cat.
while he's not looking, I'm going to go and stab Panicking Peter in the back.
Blimey. Okay, so you're going to hop over the side of the bar. You slide over right behind him. Are you going to get up and do a throat slit attempt, or are you doing just a stab in the back?
I'll go for the...
If you go for the throat slit, right, okay, if you go for the throat slit, I will tell you this. If you roll a 19 or 20, you will be doing serious damage. I will do it, but it will only be on that. Anything less than that, and it's going to be a catastrophic failure, okay? Are you going to take the risk for a 1 in 10 chance? Is that how it works?
Yeah, technically, yeah. Yeah, go on, I'll go for
Beanie's thinking of the maths.
Let's go for Let's go for the rule of cool then.
You go for the throat slit. So right behind him. Okay, so roll me a dice. Dice me a roll.
Oh, I got really excited because it's 9, but
But it's just 9.
yeah, it's just 9.
Okay.
So, no.
So
Panic and Pete lives.
So what would you have said if you... Oh, by the way, hello, stranger. I saw you come in earlier. Big love to you, mate. I hope that your space wolves are doing well. Big love. You slide in behind him. Now, what would you have said if you had actually killed him? Like, think of something like Lannister send their regards level of final line.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about panic in hell, you little bitch.
Fine, that's it. That's it. That's what you
But
say.
obviously he's still alive,
Yeah.
so it's just like, oh no, hello.
But what you've actually said is, because you've come up a bit too quickly off of the thing and you've maybe like slipped a little bit on the spilled alcohol that was on the bar, you just go panic,
beans.
and you basically just end up stabbing. You just stab the wall like bollocks. Like. And Panic and Pete is now very aware of your presence there. I love it. Okay, so that was a great attempt. Now it goes to Wyatt, who has been
Panic and
goaded.
Pete has soiled himself, by the way, at this point.
Absolutely fine with
Fully
that. Absolutely fine.
dunged him.
At this point, I really want Arthur to be like on the floor after falling and just be like, well, shoot him then.
Yeah.
So I'm just
obviously-
gonna go, bah.
Okay, so roll, but remember,
Yeah.
roll and then I'll tell you.
Come on. You bastard.
Now, here's the fun thing: is no matter what you rolled, it was halved. Remember, because I distracted you, so you couldn't have hit me. He distracted you so much; he was living rent free. But there's only 4 shots of the pistol left now, and
Don't you
I get a
worry, I'm gonna
chance
make
to
full
try.
use of them.
I get a chance to try and intercept it because of this. So on a 17 up, 11. Ugh. Okay, I was really hoping to get that back then.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means that you fired it. I won't say that while he dodged like the Matrix. Let's face it, that's not what happened. But what it is that your big, meaty, roidy hands are so like, it's a tiny little gun, like a little Derringer or something like that. And like, you've just gone like, you're almost trying not to crush it with your hands. You're like, so you fired, it's gone wide. But I tell you what, roll me another D20. Actually,
Oh.
what would that be?
That's
What would
12. 14.
Okay, I'm going to say Beanie. Consensus
What?
here.
Okay.
Has this shot ricocheted on a 14?
Absolutely, it has.
Absolutely.
Off a beautiful painting of one of my family members that keep coming up.
Yeah, okay. So this one was your aunt who kept you locked in a well for many years, yeah?
I loved Aunt Meryl. She kept me so clean.
Yeah. So that's bounced. But where is it bounced? Roll me a d6 and I will, in my mind...
5.
That's gone back on itself. That's coming back towards you, brother.
Oh.
It's coming back. But don't worry, it's not going to hit you. But what it is going to hit is another painting. Roll me another d20.
16.
Okay, that is also definitely ricocheted. A 14 definitely meant it ricocheted. Roll me another d6, mate. 3. Okay, that's going to come off at definitely an angle. It's going towards the bar. Now, who's behind the bar? Pukey, Panic and Pete, Arthur, Greenhorn. Is that it? Cookie?
I think no. Cookie fell just in front of the bar in a pile of beans and alcohol.
So just 4 people that are behind the bar, right? Okay, so because Pukey is the closest one to it, he's going to take up slots 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Someone else, okay? Here we go. Not Pukey.
Not Lenny.
4.
Oh, it whizzes past Pukey's ear, and who was next in line? It was Arthur. You've shot your own boy.
Oh, I shot the boss.
Okay, so you've got the pistol shot here. Roll me a d20, my man.
Oh, Jiminy, fuck.
What?
Please say it's ready.
What? What was it? What?
20.
20? Dude, you've KO'd him. You've killed him. It's literally written here, 17 up KO.
No.
Okay.
Shot, brother.
Okay, so the shot has I've just got to check the KO.
George.
Yep, that's it. So what happened is it went pew, 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 pew around there, and it hits Arthur in the back of the head, and he just goes...
As he's on the floor, like,
Yeah. What's his final words?
You idiot.
I love it because his sentence before that was, well, shoot him. So that worked out perfectly. What a poetic justice this is. And that means that Arthur bleeds out on the floor. He's done, son. The brains have been splattered all over the place. Amazing. I'm going to cross him off the list because that was fantastic, Mikey. You couldn't have written that better.
No.
Okay, so...
Wyatt's just gonna let out a single tear and just be like
a Native American when they see rubbish.
it'd just be like, looks like I'll be taking your cut.
I'm going to give you... roll me a D6. And you're going to... It's going to be D3.
6.
So you're going to regenerate 3 wounds. 3 health points for him. Because he's like... He's...
Yes. I'm back up to full.
There we go. He's in the game. He's in the game, boys. Right.
I'm in the game and I've got a gun and I'm on the gear. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so now it's Wily Burp's go. And this is where it's getting a bit risky now because he's just seen this happen and he's like, okay, there's only one thing I can do. And he's going to rip off his sheriff's badge and he's going to throw it at you like a throwing star. So that is going to be surprisingly, it's not on the list of thrown weapons here. But I'm going to count it as being...
You throwing it at me?
Oh, yeah.
Can I intercept it with my teeth?
Yes,
it in my mouth?
yes, you definitely can. So I'm going to say that this is going to be an athleticism thing, really.
Okay.
Because... So I've got to see if I can get over a 30... Oh, no, what's your grit? What's your grit?
My grit is 15.
15. Okay, cool. So I've got to see if I can get over a 15. An 11, I do not get it. So it basically just whizzes past you. But it's made out of just tin. So basically it just hits you on the side of the head and just goes, oh. It's like Wily Burp's like, I thought that would be better. And now he realizes that he's no longer the sheriff.
Can I now put the badge on and just be like...
Yes, you can. You reach down. I'm assuming you're maintaining eye contact.
Oh yeah, while waving the gun at him.
Like, who's the sheriff now? Then be like,
me.
Technically, that's how he got the role himself.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
You're all going to jail.
Okay. So that's the end of Wily Burp's turn. So that means that it's just Cookie, who is
very injured.
He's on his back in beans. Had an elbow drop landed on him, and is basically just rolling like, oh.
So Cookie has decided that he doesn't want to be here anymore. So Cookie's going to make his way, dragging through the beans, the glass, and the booze, trying to get to the door. And he wants out of this bar fight. Can I make a stealth check to try and get out of
Yes,
this place?
you can. Do me a stealth check. Come on, mate.
13.
It's a 14. It's a 14 on a stealth. So what you do instead is you're dragging yourself, but every single move you make is a pained, agonizing scream. So it's like, ah! Ah!
Beans!
I like the idea that it's like a slasher movie, so it's like a blood strain, like going
But it's
away
just
with
beans.
bean juice. Yeah, and it's so weird following the bean juice. Like, gotcha.
Oh, I love it. So yeah, he's just crawled his way through there. He's just absolutely covered himself in the beans and the glass, and he's just like, but he's getting closer to the door. He makes it about halfway across the room, right in between Wily Burp and Wyatt Gibson. So he's basically just standing there. They're eyeing each other up, and this guy just crawls in between them, slow as you like.
Don't mind me. Sheriff?
No, Cookie, it's me, your sheriff, your lovable sheriff. Come on.
You ain't got no badge.
Oh, no.
And he's got your gun.
I have both the badge and the gun. Now give me the hat.
You can take it over my cold dead body. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Oh shit! Yeah, you probably will. Okay, so now it is time. It is time for the next round. Next round of combat, and it begins with the one and only Dirty Dick. So, obviously, I have picked. Oh no, we got to do Pukey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on, Pukey.
So, Pukey, as I said before, because of the Broadsword has just re-upped their membership. Thank you very much. I can dance to the song that no one else can hear at the moment.
Dance.
Only I may dance.
Dance. Do the Jay Leno dance.
Thank you so much, Broadsword, you big love. 18 months supporter, by the way. Absolute legend.
Hero.
Yeah, absolute
Thanks,
legend. Howdy, partners,
This is-
indeed. Stephen
Well,
Goodwin
howdy.
said this is so funny. I'm really happy that people are enjoying it. That's good, that's good. So, what's happened so far is that there has been a big bar fight coming on, or is happening, and things have gone pretty badly, but in the best
Alright.
possible way. So, I still think that's the MVP moment of the entire thing. That you shot your gun at the sheriff, it ricocheted twice off of 2 family portraits of Beattie's family, and hit your own partner in the head, killing him instantly. Fantastic. So at the beginning of the round, Dirty Dick is there. Oh, sorry, it was Pukey. He sees Dirty Dick covered in precious, precious alcohol. He licks his lips in between vomiting, obviously, because for those of you who are just joining, Pukey does not speak. He just throws up. So he just goes... and he runs towards him, tongue first, dives on top of Dirty Dick and starts licking him furiously, trying to get every morsel of alcohol. But here's the thing.
He dives on the dirty dick. And
He
starts
dives.
licking
Look,
it.
dude, he loves it. He loves a bit of the dirty dick at the moment. So he just jumps right on
Slobbering
there.
all over it.
He just goes right on there. But because he's such a desperate flurry of limbs, he's basically like elbowing, he's clawing, he's kicking you, Dirty Dick in the dick. And the worst part is that he's licking him so hard that he's wiping glass shards from his tongue into the eyes and face of Dirty Dick. So
Does
he's
he have
gonna-
the tongue of a cat?
Yes, he does. Yes, from all the years of puking constantly, it's actually given him such an incredibly tough tongue. It's crazy, which is not what would happen in real life. So he rolls a 13, which is definitely enough to hit. It's higher than the grit value of the greenhorn. So he's going to it's going to be a glass attack, isn't it? Because he's like licking and kicking glass right into this guy. So I'm going to roll a d20. Who's got the glass table? Glass. Okay, here we go.
Just don't roll a 5 or under.
I did not. I rolled a fantastic 9. So that's going to do 2 points of damage, bringing the greenhorn down to 2 health left. The only other action of this round is going to be Ben Boxcar, the jockey, the leader of the Banditos. He's going to sit there. He's still smoking his stogie. It's nearly done. And he's like, boys, you are embarrassing me. Does Daddy need to pick up this check? And he stubs it out, ready for the next round. He's in.
Ooh.
He's in. Okay.
He's been very generous to us, just smoking in the corner.
I think it's more the sense that he may be a bit more powerful than the rest of the other people here, so he's trying to give them a bit of a leniency. So, in terms of turn order, Dirty Dick is going to try and push Pukey off of him. So that's going to be, I'm going to go for a kick straight into the Pukey's plums right now, and he misses entirely with a 1. So he basically can't even get up. He's completely locked down by Pukey. That is his turn done. It moves over to Panicking Pete.
Well, Panicking Pete sees Cookie trying to leave, and he says, "Hey guys, this guy's a bigger pussy than me!" and then from there he runs over to grab Cookie and use him like a shield and run at Wyatt, using him as the body.
Okay,
And
now
because of all of the glass that's currently in Cookie's face,
And
I
bean
would
juice.
like to declare, and bean juice, I would like to declare that gives me a +2 to my roll for the glass.
Now, I'm thinking here that it is going to be... It is a +2, but unfortunately, it goes both ways. So it now is going to be... Normally on a roll of 5 or lower, you take half a point of damage. Take half a point of damage yourself, right? Now, if you roll under a 10 because of the dangerousness of this thing here, you're going to take 2 points of damage for doing it.
But Panicking Pete agrees.
Cool. But remember, you get +2 to your roll because it's a glass attack.
13.
13, and you needed a grit of... what's your grit, my friend, for Wyatt Gibson?
15 for the
15 for the brawn guy, is it, Mikey?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, so he's basically going to grab him. You got 13, yeah? With the pluses. Oh, okay. So you grab him, you try and pick him up, and then you realise that you're not actually that strong. So you basically have just picked up Cookie onto his feet. You're standing in between both of them. Cookie turns around. He's just like... Thanks? And you dust each other off, and that is the end of your go.
That's okay, Cookie. You just keep trying to run. I'll join you in a minute.
Okay, we now go on to Wyatt, who is Wyatt Gibson, Mikey's brawn character. Is
Right.
he's standing? So in front of you now are 3 targets. You have Cookie, who has just been dusted off kindly by his pal. You've got Panicking Pete, and behind both of them, you've got Wiley Burp,
And I have the corpse of obviously Arthur,
which is
there, too.
all the way. He's over at the bar.
He's with yeah.
He's with you in spirit.
Now, in my extreme character development that happened, where Wyatt's brain grew 3 sizes that day.
I like it.
This is where he kind of becomes his own man, and that was the day that he decided to never fire a gun again. So he throws the gun. In a complete fit of rage, I'm going to dive over the bar, chase down Pete, and try and crush his head like a melon.
Okay, so it's going to be basically like the
thumbs through the
mountain
eyes.
versus the
Yes.
viper. Right. Okay. So in
Oh, no,
between.
leave my eyes alone.
So in
No, they're
between,
coming out.
so in between you and Panicking Pete is Cookie, who is covered in glass. So I'm gonna need you to first roll me a dice and get above a 14. Remember, you add 2 to all of your rolls.
I got a 20.
Yep, so you not only push Cookie out of the way, you grab him and basically caber toss him across the room. He flies
fire.
over, spinning in the air majestically, bean juice and glass shards flying all over the bar, and he lands thud on top of a table that then tilts over in the corner of the room. I'm going to say you're going to take damage for that because I feel like that was just an acrobatic joy. You're going to take D3 damage here, Bean, for 1 damage.
Oh,
It looked good, but didn't do that much. But still, brilliant. That was your first part of your action, and now you are right next to Panicking Pete. You are doing basically a tackle attack, aren't you, on him? Now, Panicking Pete, what's your grit value?
14 for such a coward. Quite tough.
That's not bad, but let's just double check what your strength check is here. Oh dear. This is going to be an action that makes use of strength, throwing, lifting, or grasping, and I'd say that this is grasping. This is going to be successful for you on a 12, and you add 2 to your roll, so a 10.
Okay, 50-50 chance.
Here we go.
7.
Damn it! Even with all the bonuses. God damn it. Okay. So you've thrown Cookie in the air like he spiraled majestically, as we said before. You stand there, your shadow casting long over Panicking Pete, and you go to him, and instead of grabbing his head, you just depth perception's a little out. Maybe you're shaken from all of the events that have gone on, and instead of grabbing his head, you basically just clap really loudly in front of his face to get his attention.
I pissed myself.
You
love the
urinate
idea
yourself
that
for
maybe he's
the
just
second, third time.
He's just too
My
sweaty to
pants
grab
are
hold of.
falling apart at this point. It's disintegrating pantaloons.
They're so heavy with soilage that they're dropping down.
There's a bit of leakage. I won't
Amazing.
lie.
Absolutely amazing. Okay, so that is the end of Wyatt Gibson's
Damn it.
turn. And now it goes to Cookie, who is standing covered in bean juice. No, he's not. He's been thrown through the air. He's just lying with a signaling thud. And the table's flipped over. So you are now nearish the exit, but you are adjacent to it rather than in front of it.
Well, Cookie's not happy about being thrown, and he looks around on the floor, and he sees that somebody, like an idiot, threw a gun.
Ooh.
He is going to scramble to the gun and grab it.
Nice. Okay, so you've picked up the gun. There's no need to roll for it because no one else is defending it. You have a gun with 4 shots left. What do you want to do?
I want to shoot Wyatt,
Okay,
man who threw me across the room.
take an aim. Now, what health are you on, Bean?
3.
Okay, you better hope that you get, what is it, a 15 with the gun?
Yeah.
Here we go. What is it? A 13. Even with, okay. So you fire, but it goes just wide, spinning what I imagine Wyatt is wearing a hat, I imagine.
I was.
It was, yeah. And it's just been, like, flipped off and it's gone off of his head. And it's done that classic thing in movies where the camera's gone through the hole of, like, the bowler hat, and then it zooms all the way down to Cookie shakingly, like, by the exit. Just like... And that's his turn done. I forgot to do Wiley Burp as well. Right, so Wiley Burp, after seeing Cookie's amazing display, he just like looks at him. He's like, "Nice one, Cookie. Now let me show you how it's done." And what he does is he's going to take off his boots and he's going to put them onto his fists like a rudimentary pair of boxing gloves, and he's going to punch, but in this case counts as a kick, into the face of Wyatt. Just because he can. Just because he can.
He's not a smart man considering the
Nope.
beams and the glass.
Nope, not at all. Not in the slightest. Okay, so he's going to 18, so that beats your grit. So that is going to count as a kick on Wyatt, which is going to be can potentially do a mighty 3 damage here. I got a 10, which is 1 damage. He just boots you quite literally in the face. And
Sir,
now,
do you realize you just put your hands on the man of the law? I don't see no one else in here with a sheriff's badge.
he circles around you, fisticuffs up that are covered in boots, and he
He
goes,
can read!
oh yeah. He goes to you, he goes, well, technically, he spits. Shows what you know, idiot. I never laid a hand on you. These are boots. Who's stupid now?
My brother told me it was me.
And your brother's dead. He's got you there, mate. I mean, you can't argue with the facts. So
My feelings.
it's time for Pukey and Ben Boxcar to enter. So Pukey, he is still on top of the greenhorn, and he's going to continue to lick and him. He's got a 16. He's definitely past him. Basically, I've got to roll quite low to keep the greenhorn alive, because if I get over a 6 here, he's dead.
Good.
Just Wyatt kicking about.
And the boss. And the boss
Yeah,
has
the
turned up
boss
for the
man,
fight
yeah.
now.
It has killed the greenhorn. I rolled an 11. That is 2 damage. The greenhorn, Dirty Dick Dangerous, has been licked clean. The Dirty Dick has died, purified by the tongue of a very, very drunk stranger. But it was not a good death. It wasn't a quick and painless one like Arthur. No. This was his entire face being torn apart by a tongue covered in glass, and puke raining down into his eyeballs of such acidity that it began to melt his flesh. He was a greenhorn, and now he will not be mourned. He has died. Out of there. Done. So that is 2 of the bandits out of action. But now the jockey, Ben Boxcar, will get to act. He stands up. He walks over, his suspenders. Now, who's going to be the closest one to Ben Boxcar from the corner that he's in? Would it be Cookie?
It would be Cookie, wouldn't it?
I think Cookie's
Okay.
pretty
looking
much
pretty
next to the
jets.
table, yeah.
So what he does is he walks up to Cookie. You can hear his little spurs going like ching, ching, ching. Cookie starts looking over at this monstrous figure of a 4-foot man, because remember, he's a jockey, walking towards him. And he looks at his hands. On his hands, they're covered in rings. Rings from stolen victories and people that he's killed in the past. But what it does is it effectively gives him a pretty good knuckle duster style punch. Wham! And he tries to swing at Cookie. He swings, and now the boss, does he get anything extra for his character?
So the boss can grant a free reroll, basically, to anyone in his posse.
Oh, well, I believe, good sir, that he will be using it to reroll himself when he inevitably fails. So, what is your grit for Cookie?
Cookie has a grit of 13.
A 20? He floored him. He floored you, man. Okay, so he's gone in hard with this punch, which is going to be another D20.
Isn't Cookie like nearly
19.
dead?
Cookie dead.
How many damage you ruse?
So his final words.
Yeah, final words.
As his skull is being crashed in is, would somebody please stir my beans? As he falls to the ground, mush.
Yeah, he just basically so the Ben Boxcar, he hits him so hard, he sprays bean juice and blood up the wall of the saloon doors, and then just stands there, just in the middle of the what are they called, the doors, the double doors that are there, and just starts
The
saloon doors, and starts clanking his big heavy fists together with all the jewels, and the echo just reverberates through the rooms.
Panicking Pete has soiled himself again.
Well, gentlemen,
Panicking Peter must be empty by this point.
I think Panicking Pete might have some kind of infection or problem with his bowels, actually.
well, friends, that is the end of the second round of combat. So that means we're going to be rolling initiative again. So it is time to roll. Give me Panicking Peter's initiative roll, please, Beanie.
Panicking Peter gets 15.
15 for Panicking Peter. Perfect. Mikey, give me your roll for Wyatt Gibson.
19.
19. WG gets 19. And my roll for the Sheriff, Wiley Burp, is a 2. So, 2 Wiley Burp.
Oh, no.
And that means then that Pukey and Ben Boxcar are coming in. 14 for Ben Boxcar. And Pukey, everyone's favourite character, is a 13. Okay. So we're whittling down to the final people now. Okay, but first it's Wiley Burp. With his boots on his fists, he's circling around again, and then realises, looking at them, that maybe this isn't actually the best way to deal some damage. So what he does is he's going to get the boots together in his hands like this. He's going to raise them behind his head, and he's going to fling them with such force that they shoot off like a cannon straight into the face of Wyatt Gibson, so that he can then grab his whittling knife out in a future round. So, can one of Pete's abilities be that he throws poo at people, says Quoth the Raven. Make it so.
He has enough ammo.
So I'm throwing something at you, Wyatt Gibson.
I will incept if I can.
You can on, I think it's a 17.
I think it's a 17, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to roll. What'd you get?
I got a 20.
Bloody hell. Okay, so he basically whips off his boots, he throws them at you, and you catch them on your hands, maybe. So you've stolen stolen another piece of this man's life. He's like, basically, Wiley Burp at this point is like shoeless, he's gunless, he's badgeless. He's just gonna be like, "Do you want my goddamn shirt, man? What's going on?"
It's a mighty fine shirt.
Thank the beans, Pete is alive. Still, says John.
I've taken no damage as Pete.
Oh, don't tempt fate, because that's his turn done. You've now got the intercept thing with the boots. So that means that Panicking Pete now goes next. Oh no, this is Pukey. Pukey goes next. Pukey, now that he's licked clean his first victim, looks around. He realizes that there's dead bodies everywhere, but he sees Cookie. Cookie is the person that he would argue with until the sun came up, until the rattlesnakes could be heard at the height of midday sun. He's lost his best friend. So with a guttural and, of course, very pukey rage, he screams, spitting bile everywhere, and charges towards where Cookie is, barreling straight into Panicky Pete, Wiley Burp, and Wyatt Gibson, who are all collected in the centre. Flailing limbs aside, he's coming in. If he gets over a 14, he's got a 2. Fantastic. Okay, so he takes 2 steps. He goes and smashes his head on the side of a table as he goes down, inflicting on himself a whopping. Now I roll a 20. So what would that be?
3 damage, I'd say, for
3.
smashing your face on the bar.
Okay, so I've taken him down to a whopping 4 health now. So Pukey is pretty much KO'd at this point. So he's done. Boxcar Ben, standing there in the door. He chooses, instead of attacking, he's just going to say, make a persuasion check. And he's going to try and persuade Panicky Pete. Okay, right. Now listen here, my friend. And all you can hear is ching, 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 as he's hitting his fists together. I think that this fight's only gonna go one way. My boy's out on top. So why don't you do the sensible thing here? Join our side. Let's get rid of the trash and call this place our HQ. And hey, I may even graciously let you live and keep some loot for yourself.
But this is my bar. I don't want to share it with you. You killed Cookie.
But now I've got to roll a persuasion check on you, 15 or higher. Let's see if I've got it. An 8. His words fall foul or not. It depends on what you want.
out. I can't join a guy that can punch someone's face up.
It's your own funeral, pal. And that's the end of his turn. He's chosen you as his next victim now.
Oh, no.
Okay, so moving up the charts, it goes to Panicking Pete.
So, Panicking Pete realizes that his underpants are so heavy with soil now, he needs to take them off. So he sloppily is pulling down his britches
Okay.
to get his undies into what I will call a stink ball.
Okay,
And-
I'm going to say that doing this is a distraction for pretty much everyone in the bar. So we're going to all have to make like a... Mikey, with your character, you've got 15 grit, right? I need you to roll under 15.
I did. I got it.
Okay, cool. You've rolled that. I've rolled a 14. I pass with the sheriff, and that means it's only Boxcar Ben. 11. He fails, so he is distracted by your poop sifting things before you finish your action.
Good. Now, Panicking Pete holds it in his hands, takes a big ol' whiff, hurls it. Hey man, he lives in this smell. He's very used to it at this point. And he hurls it at the knuckle dusting.
Huffing it like it's
Boss.
glue.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
So you're
What
going
it's
to
about.
throw. You're going to throw something at Boxcar Ben.
The
Please
stink bag.
roll me a. This is going to be an athletic check. 13.
He rolls a 5.
Okay.
And I would like that it opens onto his own head.
He basically swings it around like a sling,
Lasso.
and it just goes like that all on the top of his head.
Ah, no, my lovely hair.
Amazing, amazing. So a great round of combat so far. And now it comes down to Wyatt Gibson to do what needs to be done. He's got his boots for his hands. He's got his sheriff's badge. He's got... well, he had his gun.
Yes, with Cookie's corpse at the moment.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm just gonna have to. Oh yeah, cause right. Okay, the boots on the hands. I can't do much with boots on the hand.
Can we disparage the boot?
But
That's a
if I
bootable
remember
offence.
correctly, around me nearby was a bedpan.
There was a bedpan that fell from Wiley Burp's character at the very beginning of the game.
How far away is it?
It's within grabbing distance.
Okay, I am going to mash his face in with a bedpan.
Okay, cool. Right, so as you move forward, you pick up the bedpan. Everyone is a bit too confused as to what you're doing, so they all sort of like react, and the poo that's streaming down Panicking Pete's head is kind of like a bit of a distraction. So you pick up
Everywhere.
this with no issue whatsoever, and I'm assuming you're going for Wiley Burp, yeah?
Bang, yeah, straight in his face. I want to hit him so hard that his face imprint comes through
Oof,
it.
I love the idea of this. So roll me a D20, baby. Get above a 15.
No, I got a 10.
With any
What?
pluses?
What? No, 10 with plus 10.
Oh,
with
no,
plus
this
2.
is a strength attack, in which is always successful on a 12 up, so you would have got a 12, right?
No, I got 10.
Oh, you had 8 plus 2. Got you. I'm with you. Right, okay, so you basically just
Boom.
go doink like that on the top
Yep.
of like Wiley Burt's face. He's like, oh,
Dong.
ow, okay, yep, fine. But you've definitely got his attention now. That is the end of the combat round. There was a little damage going on there, but let's carry on. It goes back into Wiley Burp, who's just been clanged in the head, and now he's just going to be like, well, Sonny Jim, looks like the shoes on the other foot. And he grabs his whittling knife out of him and he goes, you may have taken my badge. You may have taken my gun. You may somehow have taken my shoes. But you know what you ain't going to take? My knife! And he stabs you as hard as he can.
Did his eyes pop as well?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did it while doing the lazy eye. And the lazy eye has helped him. He got a 16, which is above what he needs to get
Yep.
through your thing. So that's going to be D20 with a whittling knife. Oh, he got a 1. Does that mean anything bad happens?
Yay.
Nope, just does 2 damage. But did I use this before with him? No, I didn't use it.
Not with him, no.
You take 2 damage. What is Wyatt Gibson on?
I am on 11.
Jeepers creepers, we have done no damage to this man.
We've tried so hard.
Yeah, and then he got healed up, didn't he? God dang it.
Yep.
Okay, right, so that's the end of his turn. And it now goes on to Pukey, who is going to get up and start going for Cookie again. And it's another barge attack on all three of you. You got 16, definitely passed it this time, which means that he's going to be doing a punch attack to every person there. But he's going to do it at a -1 damage because it's like a wild flurry of arms. So he could do potentially no damage if he rolls a 10 or under. So the first one is against Wily Burp, does a 12. So that means that Wily Burp takes 2 damage. He's on to 9. Then the next one...
Down to 1.
So, yes, you are correct. So he's up to 10. Then it's going to be 1 attack against... Who else is there? Panicking Pete. A 10, so no damage to him. And then the other person was Wyatt Gibson. Got a 3, no damage to him either, but he's passed all of you in doing it, and he's gone towards Cookie and also towards Ben Boxcar, who's a bit confused because it's his go now. So what he does is, as Pukey's coming along and seeing all of this, he just takes a massive swing at him with his amazing fists. He got a 19. This isn't...
cool.
So Pukey only has 4 health left. I don't know. Yeah, he can survive this. Oh. He does 3 damage to Pukey. Pukey's on 1 health left.
Pukey, no!
And Pukey's been floored by this attack as well. So Ben kisses his ring fingers and then just goes back to sort of protecting the door. It then goes over to Panicking Pete.
So, Panicking Pete can't see a lot because of all the excrement running down his face.
Yeah.
So he decides that the only thing that he can do here is reach for the nearest bottle and just hurl it into the crowd because he can't see.
Okay, so what you're going to do...
He really can't.
If you roll me because who's in your way? You've got Wily Burp and you've got Wyatt Gibson. So roll me a d6. 1, 2, 3, you attack Mikey. 4, 5, 6, you attack me.
So attacking you, Jules.
Okay, cool. So you're going to smash him in the face. Roll your dice. Instead of your +2 that you normally get, just do a +1 because of the poo that's in your eye.
But I still got a 17.
Amazing.
+1 is 18.
Yeah, and you are right next to Wily Burp, so you basically just throw it point blank in his head at this point here. So roll a dice, and you do.
So I do half a damage to myself with a 5.
Oh, okay, but does that not...
Oh, no, is that a different thing? Because I used a bottle?
Yeah,
Or did I
it's
say
a
glass?
It's a bottle glass. I guess that it's the same difference.
No, they've got different rules.
Okay, so it would be a pint glass on the table here that I would say. So you would do take a point of damage yourself. You still do the damage to me, 1 point of damage, but you also take half a point yourself.
Yes.
Successful. And then it goes to Wyatt.
Hello.
Hello.
Right. Now, I don't know whether to pull out some sort of ridiculously stupid meta bullshit of being a cowboy.
Do it.
Being like, all cowboys have a snake in their boot.
It's true.
Snake!
Okay, do it. Do it.
Pull out the old Wyatt special. I remove my right butt.
Yep.
Boot. Pull the string in my back and go, there's a snake in my boot. In which I pull out a rattlesnake and throw it at Pete and... yeah.
Okay, cool. So Wily
he
Burp
called?
and Pete are going to take a snake to the
Panicking
face.
Pete.
This is
Actually, no, I'm going to whip them. Like it's a
whip.
whip.
Okay, cool. So this will definitely count then as... I'll make up something for this. So you're gonna whip us that. So roll to hit first. You're gonna roll to hit Panicking Pete, whose grit is...
Yes.
His is 14.
I got a 9. So
+2 to your rolls, not affecting anything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, and then roll to hit the sheriff.
I got 15.
Yep,
so
you have
17.
hit the sheriff, and as he does so, these venomous fangs sink deep into Wily Burp as you do it. So roll me a d20.
So with the +2, it would be 21.
So you're going to do 4 damage to him straight away because of that. I'm counting this as a whittling knife, by the way. So you're down to 5, but you've also poisoned him, which means he's going to take a point of damage every single combat round until it's over. So he's basically dead. He just don't know it yet.
If Wyatt comes out of this alive, he plans on going with the nickname of Snakeman.
I like it. Yeah. Wyatt Snakeman. Okay, so
Snakeman.
That's the end of the other 2 the combat rounds. We've had 2 rounds of that. So that means now it is time to roll initiative one more time. Would you please do it for Panicking Peter.
Anakin Peter.
Panic Peter gets a 7.
Okay, so PP has a 7. Okay, then Mikey, do
Piss boy
yours for Wyatt.
I got a 11 plus 2, so 13.
I don't think you count it on this one, do you?
Oh,
well, no,
11.
it does say on all dice rolls, so I guess
Yeah,
it would
this
count
is
for
all
that.
dice rolls.
So it actually makes sense because he's slower to react, so therefore he'd be a higher
Yeah.
change. So Wyatt got, what was it in total?
13, mate.
Wyatt got 13. Okay, and then Wiley Burp gets an 11. And then finally Pukey
1
gets
health,
a
Pukey.
6. Pukey gets a 6. And Boxcar Ben a 19. So he is going to be at the end of that run. So it starts with Pukey, 1 health left. He looks over the body of his fallen friend Cookie. He reaches out and grabs. What you think that he's doing is reaching for his hand to touch his friend one more time. Tears stream down his eyes, blood and puke pour out of his mouth. It is a very emotional moment. But in a whip-smart move, Pukey reaches further over Cookie and grabs the gun, points it point blank up at Ben and shoots him square in the testicles. Will it pay off?
Come on!
It's an 18. He's got him. Yeah. Okay, now here we go. He shot him in the balls, but how much damage is he going to do? It's a fucking 20. He fucking shot his balls up.
Come on, Pukey!
With 1 health left, with a scrap of energy, he points the barrel straight up in between his gooch and lets rip with as many bullets as he can. Ben falls backwards, his testicles and innards splaying out in front of the crowd. His final words are, "Oh shit."
You don't shoot a man in the dick.
And then
True,
Pukey just goes and pukes in happiness all over the place, firing vomits up like confetti, like explosions. It is disgusting in every sense of the word. Boxcar Ben, he got bloody murderized, but that means there is only 1 bullet left in the gun now, and it's with Pukey. So he's done. Panicking Pete is up next.
Panic Pete, seeing what has happened to her, starts whooping and hollering for Pukey. Pukey, it's free drinks for a month!
Huh?
And if you shoot the other guy, it's free drinks for 2 months!
With a swift... Oh, this is a persuasion check. Roll me a
This is a
persuasion.
persuasion
Yeah.
check.
Roll me a persuasion.
It's a 5.
Luckily for you, I'm going to say that this has still had some impact on Pukey. Not maybe what you want him to, in that he'll listen to every single command, but what he heard was free alcohol and starts looking towards the bar. But in a motion that you've not seen in many a while, he stands up to his feet. He spins the gun around with such incredible dexterity over the back of the head. Remember, he was an ex-gunsmith back in the day. And he wipes the puke from his mouth. Finally, he is clean. Alrighty. That's all he says.
Go, Pukey!
Okay, so that was your attempt to persuade him. Pukey has entered the battle with 1 health. Okay, let's go. Next up, it's Wiley Burp. Wiley Burp is seeing that the tide may have turned in the favour of the townsfolk, but he is not feeling so well after taking a poisonous snake like a whip to the chest and neck. But he goes to him as his face begins to puff up slowly.
Listen here, sir. I think it will be in your best interest to come quietly and give her before the long arm of the law reaches down your throat and chokes you.
What's the he points at the badge. Oh, that's it! And he basically swings a slightly enlarged fist at you now. Oh no, this is whittling knife. It's holding the whittling knife here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll a dice. On a 1 to 10, he holds onto it. If not, his hand is swollen so much he drops the whittling knife. He got a 1, so he's dropped the whittling knife now. So he's dropped his whittling knife, but instead he's punching you, and he's looking for a 15 to hit you. It's a 12. Unfortunately, it just basically into the chest. Not much damage. Next up, it's Wyatt.
How much health does Wiley be?
Oh, that actually, he's down to 4. He's down to 4 health now because every turn he's going to take poison damage. So he's down to 4 health. Pukey's on 1. Boxcar Ben is dead. You are on 11, and Pete is on
11 and a half. Because he only took half a damage from the glass.
Okay.
It's all to play for, mate.
I'm going to use the snake to strangle the sheriff in front of Pete.
Okay.
Right, this way.
Okay. So you're going to go up to him. This is going to be a grappling attack. You need a 12 to do this.
10, 12. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. So you get up behind him, you push away his sort of enlarged hands, you get up behind him, and as you strangle and wrap the quite lengthy snake around his neck.
I'm going
to ask Peter, Pansy Peter, if he's ever watched The Light Leave a Man's Eyes before.
Yes, once.
Now watch again and learn something.
Okay, so roll me a d20 for the damage.
15.
15 is going to do 3 damage to him, but that means he's on 1 health left, and the poison will kill him next round. This will be Wiley Burp's last attempt. But as you are wrapping the rattlesnake around his face, it's biting him in the face as it does it. He's like, and Wiley Burp's like, "Oh, come on!"
He's not had a good day.
Come on. Okay, so that's him done. And that is the end of the round because Boxcar Ben is dead. So now we begin again with Pukey. Pukey, who has wiped off the final bit of puke.
Oh, no.
He's looking at all of you there. So you've got Wiley Burp being strangled by Wyatt, and next to him, Panicking Pete. And in between all of them and his treasured alcohol, that's all he's got to do. He has 1 bullet left. He licks his lips. He spins it around once more.
And vomits.
And he takes aim at Wyatt. He takes his last shot of the game with it. It is a 15. I don't know what I need to hit with it.
Yes, it's a 15.
It hits him on a 15. Okay, so that means then that this is going to be a D20. A 17 up will KO Wyatt. It is a 3. He takes 3 damage, though, as a pistol slug hits him square in the back. And with that, Pukey just goes... and pukes all over the floor.
Our noble chap is back to normal.
Yeah. He had a moment of lucidity in between pints. Next up is Panicking Pete.
Good work, Pukey. That was excellent. That'll get you a week of drinks.
Yeah.
So Pukey, now seeing this, rushes over and decides to grab his favourite bottle of whiskey, the one that his grandpappy saved for him and that he was going to have on his wedding day, which, as he realises, covered in his own excrement, is probably quite far off at this point. I'm going to stop you from killing the sheriff! And he smacks Wyatt in the back of the head with the bottle as hard as he can.
Oof. Okay, roll me a... this will be a glass... Or this is a bottle attack, isn't it?
This will be a bottle, yes.
Okay, so roll me and you need to get above 15 in order to get a success.
I got a 1.
Okay, so what you do is, as you grab the bottle and you lift it up, you turn it upside down, and the little stopper decanter thing falls out. All of the pressure, like the treasured liquid, falls to the floor. It glugs all over yourself, and you're just like, oh man.
Is that, by any chance, is it a very strong bottle of whiskey?
It is near.
Old time.
It's called. It's called Fire. No, it's called Felonious Phil's Firebomb, and it is 99.9% proof. Sound. It is signed.
Basically petrol.
The the little picture on the front of it is just a guy shrugging, and it just says, "I don't know how it happened."
Oh no, you're gonna throw a match at me.
It's at this point that that Wyatt remembers that there is the still burning embers of the stogie from Boxcar Ben already lit over in the corner.
I'm gonna flick it at him.
Okay, it is Wiley Burke's last go.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, Panicking Pete didn't have a go. No, you did. You did that. That was your action there.
I did. I attempted to bottle someone poorly.
Okay, so this is Wiley Burp's last go. The poison is flowing through his veins. He is knowing that there's not long left for him right now. So what he does, in a fit, what is he going to do? How is he going to go out? How is he...
Like a bitch.
You know what he's going to do? Is he's going to just spin around... So that he's like looking at you. So he's like gone inside the snake. He's just gone like that. And he's going to take off his hat and he's going to put it onto Wyatt's head. And he just goes, "You're the sheriff now." Woo! Fucker! And he's just going to kick you straight in the nuts as hard as he can. That's all he's going to do with his final act. He got a 7. He's not a part of it. He's just going limp as he does it. So in his mind, he does this cool thing of planting it on your head and doing that. In essence, he just basically like puts the hat on your head, strokes your face a little bit, and just goes, "Oh, fuck," and then just dies. Just dies in your arms and in your snake. So Wiley Burp is out of here. That means now that Wyatt is holding the dead corpse of Wiley Burp at the beginning of his turn.
Drop.
He's gone. Yeah, you've got his hat now. So
I am going to remove a lovely matchbook.
Yep.
From when we stopped off in California.
Yeah, or California.
And I will be striking a match and flicking it at
Pete.
At Pete.
Okay.
The alcohol-soaked coward.
The match.
Pooh.
The match.
Don't forget Pooh.
The match is slowly traveling. Will you please roll me an agility check for rule of cool?
Can I intercept it?
It depends. What has he got?
I got 20 overall. It's not a crit, but it's
Okay.
20 overall. It's an 18 plus.
This is hitting you unless you roll big, Bean. You have not rolled big. 1.
A 12.
A 12. The match, flaming, appears like it's just gonna go out, but sparks again, lands exactly at Panicking Pete's feet, and he erupts in flames because of the the alcohol that's been soaking his pants and his leg. It climbs up his bare flesh, incinerating him, turning the man into a ball of flames within seconds. Now, there is no damage table for fire. So what I'm going to do instead is get you to roll a series of things, and we're going to just choose random ones on the table. Actually, no, this is going to count as a pistol damage here, but you're going to have to roll twice on the table because it is pretty deadly, okay?
I'm covered in poo and booze.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cool, right, so the first roll is...
A 1.
You take 3 points of damage for the first roll, and now the second most decisive roll.
A 3.
You would take 6 points of damage overall. Somehow you're still alive and you're patting yourself trying to get the fire off.
There's poo everywhere.
This is good. Yeah, but the problem is, mate, is that you're splaying a load of poo and alcohol-soaked detritus all
Into
over
your
the bar.
burns.
It's going everywhere. It's landing onto the bar. There's a big dollop of turd that's just landed on a pint glass and is slowly sinking inside, like it's done the rim.
flow.
It circles the rim once like a dirty martini, and then just slides into it and sets alight. The bar
Sharkarita.
behind where you're standing now is very much on fire. It is now just Panicking Pete.
Bar on my face.
It's Panicking Pete and Wyatt and Pukey. 3 people left in the bar. We've done 2 rounds. It's time to roll again for initiative. Pukey's up first, and he rolls a 19. He is not going anywhere. Okay, Beanie?
I rolled a 10.
10.
I rolled a 17.
Okay, so Wyatt is going...
plus 2, 19.
19, so Pukey and Wyatt are going to go in there. You can go first. So, it is time for... Can't believe that there was no fireball, poo, or snake damage. Sorry, team. I know, right? George is like doing the expansion now for the Live and Let's Dice rules, where it just makes no sense. If you've got a party that wants to play with snakes and poo, here's how you do that.
And fire.
Yeah. So at this point in time, the bar is starting to really catch a light. It feels like this is going to be the final actions for these people. But Panicking Pete, he puts out the last of the fire. His burns, they are covered in poo. But smearing enough in them to keep and cauterize the wound for now, there is enough human to poo ratio that he's still in one piece, technically.
Q to poo ratio is quite healthy.
Now, what health are you on, Wyatt?
Wyatt's got 8.
8 health remaining. You've got a whittling knife at your disposal. There's no more pistol stuff. There's loot bags. There's lassos. There's chairs around. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Inferno. I'm first. I got a 10, remember?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
So, Panicking Pete knows that this might be the end of his glorious life.
Mm-hmm.
So he is going to take out his whittling knife.
Yep.
And drop it immediately because he doesn't know how to use a knife.
Amazing.
So he runs over to the bar, grabs up as many bottles of alcohol as he can.
Yep.
Between his knuckles like some kind of drunk Wolverine.
I love
it.
it.
And he rushes at Wyatt to smash into his face because he had such success with it earlier. And hopefully push the man into the inferno covered in booze.
I like it. So to do this in terms of getting the positioning right, I'd say that you need to slide under his legs in order to get in behind him to then push him into the inferno that's behind you effectively because you're coming out into the bar to then get him back on it. So I'm going to make you do... You're going to need to do a 13 plus.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. You feel something between your legs, Wyatt, as in a flash, a fireball of stinky mess slides on its own poo and blood and loose skin underneath your legs, turns around, looks up at you, jumps to his feet, yells.
Oh, sorry. You ruined my you bastard!
And he goes with these broken bottles into you. Okay, so I'm gonna let Beanie make an attack, and if it's successful, he can make an additional second attack at a -2.
Okay.
But if he fails that one, he'll do damage to himself. Okay?
Okay.
So there's a risk reward in this.
Okay, so this is my first glass-based attack.
Okay, here we go. Glass-based.
13 with the +2 that I've got.
Yep.
So that's enough to get through the grit.
Gets through his grit, and that means that you're going to be doing roll
and
d20.
If you remember, you gave me
+1 damage against him. Okay.
So I get a 15.
Okay, that is 3 damage to Wyatt. So Wyatt's down to 5, and now you can make an additional same attack, but at a -2. So it basically cancels out your +2 bonus.
Ah, it's 12.
Unfortunately not. That does not cut it. Instead, they're sort of blunted, a bit sort of like broken at that point. But you have done a significant amount of damage. And I'm going to say, Mikey, roll me a d20. And this is going to be like an agility check.
19.
You have completely passed. You stood firm, because if you'd failed it, you would have stumbled back towards the fire, and it could have been an issue later. But now it is a fight between you and Panicky Pete. What do you do?
Half of me wants to just because I'm a big bastard, I just want to leave, and the pain of the burnt down livelihood would be, so sweet. But no, I actually want Pete to watch it burn down before I turn the lights off. So
if you did a persuasion check, or I'll count it as like an intimidation check, if you know what I mean. You could do that if you wanted to, but it's a 15.
So the thought is, if I was going to do that, it would be trying to convince him that I'm not going to kill him, and then when I help him up, I just kick him in the balls and throw him in the fire.
Yeah. You gonna do it?
But I might just go ahead and stab him with my knife.
Cool.
That I've not dusted out yet.
Yeah. So
you just finish it off and come on, buddy.
Because Panicky Pete, what are you on health-wise?
5.5.
5.5. Okay, so Same
Am I
deal
gonna
as...
be able to kill him, though?
Well, this is the thing. I'm going to do you the same deal that I just cut Beanie. So it's a case of you could do 2 attacks, but at a big minus there because it's coming down to the wire, and it's like the damage is really ramping up.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So the first attack, you need to get to... What's your grit?
14.
Okay, so 14. Higher than 14 for the first attack.
Okay, so the first attack is a 19.
Okay, you've definitely scored that. Roll again for your damage.
It is a 5.
You do 2 damage to him, so he's down to 3.5.
So now it's
And then it's again, but a -2, so it cancels out your +2 to the roll.
Yeah. I got a 12. So
Nope, unfortunately not. This completely. But you know who could?
Stalemate.
But you know who could tip the balance here?
Poo. Badass.
Pukey.
You hear, echoing around the saloon, a monstrous howl of pain. Not because Pukey is covered in glass and is basically on 1 HP, but because his booze is burning down in front of his eyes. He charges towards the back of Panicking Pete, and he dive tackles over him to try and get Wyatt. But because he's not the most agile a person, he clips Panicking Pete at the same time, so he could potentially bundle everyone into the raging inferno that's in front of them. First off, we must do the target of his action, and because this is an agility attack, I'm going to roll and look for a 13. I got an 11, so unfortunately it's not done anything to to Wyatt. But will it do the same to Panicking Pete? He gets an 18. So somehow the laws of physics would state that I have jumped in the air. He's bounced off of Wyatt,
Big
but
Wyatt.
somehow he's entangled himself up so much that he's pushed Panicking Pete towards the fire. Uh-oh. Roll me a agility check of a 13, mate.
I got 19.
Oh, you're fine. You stand your ground there, and now Pukey is just between the both of you. He is basically there as a very vomity sandwich. It is the final round, my friend, I feel, because it is now Panicking Pete's turn for the beginning of the combat. He's got 3.5 health left. You've got 5, haven't you, Mikey? Okay, it's time for it. Let's do it. Okay, what are you going to do?
Okay, so I'm aware now that I'm pretty much going to die. There is nothing I can really do about this. So I am going to edge-like tackle him into the fire, taking my own body in as well.
Oh my god. Okay,
Panicking Pete is showing his bravery.
so
Finally, Pappy was right.
So because you are showing pure determination, this would normally be successful on a 13. I'm going to allow you to have this be successful on a 12.
Do I get a say in this? Or
I got a 10.
No, it doesn't
Never
matter.
mind.
Yeah. Doof. Oof. You just fall to the floor. You are now completely prone.
Pappy, no!
Well, with that, as he's beginning to tackle me, with it being my go, I would like to sort of suplex him.
Oh, so you catch him
Into the
in midair
fire.
and then just go woof. Okay,
Just sort of.
now this is going to be a grapple check, so it's going to be a 12 on you, but it's with your bonus is a 10.
Okay, we've got bonus with a 10. Bonus with a 10. We're on the keyboard. No, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone.
Game over.
I got a 10.
A bang on a 10. Okay, so you grab him, he headbutts you.
So it would have been the 12. Yeah.
With all of your strength, you basically German suplex him over your shoulders and into the fire behind you. Woof, indeed. Now, as we said before, I'm going to let you roll an agility check, Beanie. Just.
Oh, please, get a 20 and flip out of it.
I got 19.
Yes!
So what he does is he flips onto the bar itself, looking into the inferno, wobbling back and forth, but regains his balance, turns around, and now he's standing about a foot or two higher than you off the floor as he's ready to basically... He's like your eye level to his knees, basically, for future reference.
dear.
And now Pukey gets to attack. Again, he's going to try and push Wyatt into the fire because he's still trying to get there. It's a 17.
Oh dear.
He is pushing hard. Roll me an agility check here, Mikey.
I got a 17.
Okay, so you stand firm, but they bounce against the bar. Beanie, roll me an agility check.
Griffin.
Oh
Not
no!
now!
And Panicky Pete falls into the inferno thanks to.
I'm gonna intercept and catch him.
Oh, okay. Roll a dice. Roll a dice. Roll a dice.
Okay, I got a 21.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you grab his hand, or grab his
And-
collar as he goes in. He's teetering over the flames. They're licking his back, cooking the
pull him.
poo.
I'm gonna pull him out in my change of heart.
Oh my God! Is this
Because
the
it could
face
be
turn?
we're doing the face
Oh
turn.
my God! Here we go.
So I'll pull him out. I'll dust him off. I'll sit him down. I'll give him the gun, the hat and the badge, and just say, "You've lost it enough. Keep the loot." And then I'll walk out without saying anything else. Don't address anything. Like, not the dead people I've murdered. Just gonna begin to leave.
So as you begin to leave, the sounds of because that's the your booted foot
Spurs.
and your non-booted foot where you took
Yeah.
off to get the
Oh, there's still a snake in there, by the way.
rattlesnake follows behind you. Your pet rattlesnake, Fangy, comes in. The old Fang and Bang comes in after you, and you're like, "Come on, Fangy, let's go home. This is enough silliness right here." And as you leave, the saloon doors do that thing where they like sort of whap open and close, and each image gets progressively worse as it goes on. The bar is like more and
You're
more
fanning
on,
the flames
on
with
fire.
the bar doors.
And Pukey and Panicky Pete are left there alone in the bar, gasping, bleeding out. Your bar's on fire. You're covered in poo. Says Pukey.
Well, Pukey, I think this is the end. And then he tries to kiss him. Because it's always been about the love story between Panicking Pete and Pukey.
So as the fire starts to consume the entire bar, it makes the perfect shape of a heart somehow. And leaves the two lovers, because it turns out that Pukey was always interested in Panicking Pete, but unfortunately he thought that because of the times they live in, because of the prejudice, and because of the fact that he constantly chokes on his own bile, that he couldn't get it out.
Did Pukey become an alcoholic just to get to Pete?
Exactly! That was
It all
why
adds up.
he tried to drink in order to calm his nerves to ask him out, but unfortunately the booze got to him before he was able to act. And then his condition had taken on such a drastic effect that it meant that he wasn't able to express his love. But now, in a slobbery, burning, pooey mess, the two men finally find each other, and it becomes the stuff of legend. Or at least that's what Wyatt tells, because he was the only one that actually survived that. So he may be sort of exaggerating a few things here and there.
There's a couple of bloodlines that curse the name Wyatt Gibson.
Yes.
Oh,
no one knows who he is.
We just got a donation from George as well saying, "Thank you for making this better than I could ever have dreamed or planned for. Love you guys."
We love you too,
That was
Georgie.
so much fun.
That's
So
It was a
amazing.
great laugh.
So there we have it. As what didn't you say you were changing your name to Snakeman?
Oh yeah, Wyatt Snakeman.
Yeah, so Wyatt Snakeman walks off into the sunset with his little snake Fang and Bang following him along. The bar burns to pieces. Townsfolk walk past just going, "What the fuck is going on in there?" And as they look in, they see... And as they look in, they see the big, sweaty, musky, writhing mess of two men making love in the burning building. And that's the end of the story. That so sad. Many poos, says Mikey. Thank you so much. And there we have it. That was Knife to a Gunfight, or at least our very pooey, fiery, stinky take on it. I just want to say a massive thank you for Georgie for actually sending us this. This was fantastic fun. And if you're interested in playing this yourself, you can go to the description where I put in the link. You can download all the assets and play this with your mates. You can actually play it with up to, I think it's 6 players. So you have like one on each side, so you like change each time. It's a very, very silly game, and I'd love to play this again. I think that if we can get a full 6 people in, it would be fantastic fun to do this, to have 2 people aside.
Absolutely.
So we might put out the call for compatriots to get that going. But again, that's it. That's been our stream for the day. Oh, look at this. And even ending things off, Mikey from Hellstorm Warm Gaming, the legend, has joined as a member.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
Love you.
Oh yeah, sorry, dance.
Only I may dance.
Oh, sorry.
No. Big love to everyone who joined in here. I know that it was very different, and I'm glad that we got it off the ground here.
Yeah.
Hopefully Lawson will be able to join us next time as well, because he was able to join us in spirit from work, but not unfortunately get the time off. But I'd love to do this again. If Georgie and Mikey from Hellstorm Wargame would like to join us for the next one, that could be a very good game indeed.
Yes.
Let's do it.
So that's been our stream today. Knife to a gunfight. Thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. We're going to peace out and walk off into the sunset ourselves and get some dinner, because I'm absolutely starving at this point in time. But thank you all. It's been a pleasure. Is there anything that you boys would like to plug upcoming on the channel or in future endeavours that you want to chat out? Beanie Boy?
Yeah, so I'm going to be starting a new thing where I'm going to do little bits of lore in under 5 minutes, just give you a little bit of a taste of all the different areas of 40k, 30k, and I don't know, if I get bored of doing that, it might be Star Wars as well, because
Nice.
I really like Star Wars.
Very cool indeed. So you can check that on the channel. In terms of videos that we've got coming up, we've got our first game of 10th that's going to be filmed tomorrow.
Yes.
And then that'll be going up pretty soon as well. That's going to be very, very fun. And then, Mikey, my boy, you've got some fun stuff in the works as well.
Yes, so we've got...
Anything under NDA that we should just before double check this? Nothing?
No, I'm
Good.
Right.
Okay, we're all good.
I won't mention any of that.
Yeah.
So I've got a nice little video coming out, which will... a nice little new painting video coming out next week. Next week or the week after, I believe, and we got a nice little 2K battle report coming out between Archeon, leader of the Everchosen, and Kragnos with the Sons of Bahamut. So keep your eyes peeled for a big old slappy time there.
That is going to be...
I am moving, so obviously it's going to be my exposure on the channel will be a little bit less until I'm back up and running once I get sorted. But I've got a big heresy project coming then, so keep your eyes peeled for a very big long form kind of project, but it's going to be cool.
A big longy, as we call it in the business.
Big longy.
And you, Jules?
Oh, what have I got?
What about you, mate?
Oh, I've got nothing coming up, mate. I have got no prospects in my life. I'm a sad, pathetic man. No, I have got a video coming out on Monday, which is going to try and explain a bit of the lore of Brobnar, which is going to be quite fun. Sort of like just a bit of context to do it, because Beanie and I have been trying to do some test matches, and we were like, okay, let's build a bit of a bridge to play the games, get used to it before we film it, because, hey, we make a lot of mistakes when we film, so it's a case of minimizing it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, and I've got some fun stuff for the future games project stuff. I'm going to be doing some more streaming on that side as well, which should be good.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's been it from us today. Big love from everyone who joined in, and a huge thank you as well to those that joined the fun. And also, I've just seen as well that Mikey from Hellstorm says, I'm ready to toot and root, or root and toot. So that means, yes, we're going to do it. So,
The rootless, tootless dude himself.
we're going to sign off. Take it easy, everyone, and we will speak to you soon. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, regards.